maybe, if we want to.
That's probably not the best way to open a live, giving everybody a Zerbert. But
I call them raspberries.
Raspberries, yeah, same thing. Just two different things for the same thing. Fee is here. Timon6219 is here. Tom is here. David Brownlee is here. Hello, hello.
Good morning.
Irish Falcon is here. I really like that screen name. Irish Falcon.
That's good.
It just kind of rolls off the tongue.
It creates a visual for me.
It does. It's like a green, white, and orange falcon.
That's not my visual at all.
That's what it sounds like to me. It's like flying through the air. AV are good. Audio visual are good. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. The Whoopsig is here. Hey, hey. Our Polish contingent has shown up. Thank you for being here. Tom, you actually got talked about on a top 10 yesterday. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to let his imagination
It'll be posted next week.
Yeah, it'll go up next week. Mark Cote, hello everyone from Quebec, Canada. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. Morning feed, Tom, David. Hi, Sam. Hi, Jessie. Timon says, Irish Falcon. Congratulations, Sam's on part-time with the Dice Tower. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't have any more specifics about it. You know, it was pretty late for Tom and the crew last night when it happened, and
It'd been a long day.
a couple of the fellows reached out. I sent a text message to Tom and saying thank you for the opportunity, and he gave me a thumbs up because he already had notifications turned off.
He was in bed.
He was on his way to bed. He was probably
tired at the end of that.
That was definitely past Tom's bedtime. I'll put it that way.
He's a morning person, isn't he?
He is very much a morning person. Yes. Dice Tower reached the goal with 4 minutes left. Be glad to see you on the Dice Tower again, Blake says. Yeah, Blake was very lively.
You were in the chat. I was watching. I was watching. I was not actually chatting. I was watching probably with a stressed face. Because I was like, oh gosh. If this doesn't happen, oh gosh.
That's maybe the first time that I've been through that many times before where it feels like
it's not going to happen. It's not
your job is on the line.
Oh, I get it.
Until the end of the thing, and you know, working with companies and being with the Dice Tower, I've been through that before. So a lot of, not.
But this is the first time you were actually listed as a stretch cold, so I was taking all the stress on it.
Sure.
He was sitting there kind of chill and chatting in the chat rooms, and I was like. I was doing some practice breathing for sure.
Yeah. Tom says he thinks he knows. You think, but you don't know. Not a bit.
What does he think he knows?
I don't know.
Oh, probably about what you're going to talk about at the top 10.
Yeah. Yeah, he thinks he knows. Vanessa says, hey, Sam and Jessie, just stopping in to say hi. I'm currently visiting Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, fun.
She's probably going to another
Chocolate
game
factory.
day.
I'm going to close that door.
Okay, yeah. Another game day at the chocolate factory. That's probably a bad combination, games and chocolate.
Oh, that's much better.
Was it loud?
It was super loud today.
I didn't really notice. Hot, you said?
Loud.
Loud, okay. Well... Talk about a nail biter. Yes, that is true.
I seriously was getting a little spicy.
It wasn't that bad. It was fun watching the guys.
It was fun watching the guys. The games are fun. I liked all of that. I liked watching the chat, but I'd keep looking up at the numbers and going, oh, it's not going to happen. Sam's not going to have a part-time job. Oh, it's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. And I was getting a little stressed.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I went, whew, hallelujah. I think you could have heard me cheer hallelujah all the way in Seattle.
Games and chocolate can never be bad.
Right?
Well, that's probably true, but As long as it's not messy chocolate. You know, the kind of chocolate that, like, melts all over the place if you look at it the wrong way.
It's like one bite.
That could be a bad thing. That could be a very bad thing. But, like, peanut M&Ms, I think those are my favorite chocolate candy. Because I really like peanuts. I like peanut butter. The peanut butter M&Ms, not so much.
Yeah, I don't love those.
Because it's like, I don't think it's real peanut butter in there.
I'm pretty sure it isn't.
Yeah.
I don't think anything is real when you're asking with M&Ms. The chocolate isn't real. The coating isn't real.
Pretty sure they use real peanuts.
Okay, I'll give you peanuts.
And I'm pretty sure the chocolate is real chocolate. Because chocolate's it's made up anyway. Something you make.
Sure.
You can't just, like, go into the wild and find M&M's chocolate somewhere. You can go, I was about to say you can't go find chocolate, but you can.
You can find cacao.
Yeah. Anyway. Is there a process, though, that it's not just like a hunk of chocolate growing on a tree somewhere.
It comes from the cacao tree, right?
Yeah, it's like a bean, isn't it?
I think so. It's a bean.
We're exhibiting our
lack of knowledge on
lack
things.
of knowledge.
Where's Kabuki?
Yeah, come on, Kabuki. Where are you?
She's sleeping. She was up last night.
Blake's not too shy with the knowledge either, so maybe Blake knows.
What does Blake know? You guys all know that I don't know.
Congrats on returning to the Dice Tower. Vanessa says, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm wearing my Dice Tower Cruise shirt in appreciation today.
And I'm wearing my Flipside shirt to let y'all know that the Flipside ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
That's right.
It's a partnership.
So, good morning, Flipside folks. Robert Purden says, congrats, Sam. Happy for you. Whip success. Thank you. Honestly, didn't think they're going to make it. A very late push made it happen.
Neither.
Yeah. It was like what was it? Like a $3 or $4 grand jump in the last 5 minutes.
Who I owe my gratitude to. But to whomever that person is,
that is
thank
true.
you for letting me actually sleep last night.
Someone donated $3 grand. Like, geez. Also, why wait so long?
Yeah, could you just not have stressed me out before?
For that reason, it's the dramatic effect.
No, I think better of people. I don't think it's that they're holding on for a dramatic effect. No, hold on.
I think they probably were, and that's not. I'm not saying anything bad against them.
No,
for that.
I think they were. I can do this much if they need me.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Okay,
like maybe
they
it
don't
was
need me
added
yet, like
added to their
right.
thing.
Okay, I did this, or I could maybe bump it up by $50 or something, or I have this, but if they need it, I will get it, because that's why it was down to literally 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I don't think it was. I'm intentionally holding it for dramatic effect. I bet it was somebody going, let's see. They make it. Let's see.
You haven't dealt with Kickstarter backers very much. I know for a fact that there are people out there that watch and they try to time. They literally, because they've said this. I've heard these stories of people waiting to click the button of pledge now so that they can be the 2,000 backer, number 2,000 backer, or the number 1 backer, or the one that took them over 1 million, or so that they can hang that kind of on their pedestal. And
Wow.
I've heard stories of that. People do that. That's the only reason I say that. I'm not saying it's not cool. I'm not saying anything like that. I just know that people wait. But you could be correct as well. I know I can do this much. If they need it, I'll do it. If they don't need it, I won't do it. I can see that too.
Right.
That's probably the more positive.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Mine's a little bit more pessimistic, realistic, but yours is like taking into account there's
really good people out there.
There's still good
clearly,
people.
because that's why. Clearly, there's good people, because we made it to 380 yesterday, when I actually thought we had no chance.
Yeah.
When we were like at 373, I was like, well,
yeah,
that's done.
With like with like half an hour left.
Yeah, I was like, cool, nice try. Not going to happen.
Timo6219 says, Dice Tower going on a cruise during a Kickstarter hurt the stretch goals.
Maybe.
That is a...
That's a valid point.
Possibly valid point. But I would counter with another question, should that hurt? And I don't think so. Now,
I mean, it could, because if there are people who would be backing and traveling. Okay, well, so that could...
Well, if we unpack that a little bit, if we unpack what Timo is saying, if we unpack it, what they're actually saying is there was less engagement with the backers during that time. So hype kind of settled a little bit,
right?
Which hurt the stretch goals later on when they came back from the cruise and they started interacting a little bit more. In the past, they've done things like while the campaign is going on, they've released their top 100, they've released top 10 list, and they've released this, and they do a lot of live streams. And so with that missing from the middle of the campaign...
It could have hurt. Yeah.
It could have hurt.
I'm just grateful we made it to 380.
Yeah. Me too. And here's the thing. They're still going to go to late pledge. And 380 probably isn't the end of the story.
I understand. That was the
they're
only
going to get more.
Number fixation I was worried
People
about.
were actually talking about in the stream last night if they were going to count, if we didn't make it to 380, were they going to count late pledges in reaching that stretch goal? Because late pledges will often carry you over a lot of those stretch goals.
No, and I understand that. All I know is that we felt love and gratitude last night. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, it's a bean. See, we aren't stupid. See, we know what we're talking about, even when we don't.
I don't know the process to make chocolate.
I know the process of making coffee.
Only because we have a game that teaches us. If you had asked us 3 weeks ago, you wouldn't have known.
3 weeks ago, I think I'd already played the game with Costa, so I would have been able to tell you then, but I wouldn't have had the detailed process that the game gives me. Let's see. The person that donated the $3,000 apparently wanted everyone to have a heart attack.
Yeah,
Blake
seriously, seriously, Blake. I was a little on edge.
One time, Sam said you need a legacy game in which you destroy the piece and chocolate is inside.
Ooh, I like that idea.
That would be a reward.
Right? You finally get to beat this battle and you get to
fill in the cracks of your soul that you got from breaking that piece. Yeah, exactly. Reese's is better than peanut butter M&Ms.
Oh, yes, by far.
However, peanut M&Ms are best.
Peanut M&Ms are very good.
Yes, peanut M&Ms are the best M&Ms.
Yes,
you are correct.
Peanut butter M&Ms are not.
If it's
peanut butter M&Ms, it would be Reese's.
And I'm not even actually sure that Reese's peanut butter is real peanut butter.
None of those are real peanut butter, honey.
I don't know. I think you can't say it's peanut butter unless it is. I mean, you can, but it's illegal.
You can't say it's low fat unless it is. You can't say it's...
Well, it is low fat.
I'm just saying.
Right, yes, it's a bean. Cool. Cacao is a fun tile-laying board game. You should know this stuff.
Oh, we don't have cacao.
I don't have cacao. But, yes, that does exist.
I actually have cacao in the pantry, but...
She's talking about the food cacao, not the game.
Yes.
It's not
in my food pantry.
Let's see. Will you be at Dice Tower West this year? Yes, Josh. Sadly, I will not be with my family as I was last year. We had a great time at Dice Tower West last year.
We had so much fun.
But this year, the Dice Tower West fell on a week that is my ex's week for having my youngest with her. So somebody has to stay here because he sleeps at our house every night. So we have to have somebody here for him to come home and be at home. So that is just the way it is. I'm going to be there by myself.
Yes.
But
hopefully some of you will be there to try and Sam and play some games. I like to travel with Sam, and I really like to go to conventions with him.
Yeah.
And it won't always happen.
No, not always, but we do try to make it happen.
I mean, if we can make it happen, we will.
Yeah.
But there are some times that we just can't, like this time. Dice Tower West, we can't.
It's also a little bit, it's it's not cheap to have a family of 5 going, even when one of the tickets and the room is paid for. So, and that's how it was last year with Dice Tower West. And kudos to Tim and David
Thank you, Tim,
for bringing us in and giving us a hotel room for the entire night at the Rio. Come on.
A beautiful hotel room, by the way.
And then they paid for my plane ticket.
Yep, it was glorious.
We bought y'all's, but
it won't always happen.
Yeah.
But when it does, if there's an opportunity for us to go to a convention with Sam, we will go.
Yep, absolutely. But yes, Josh, I'll be there. I'll be flying in, what was it? Monday the 4th, and flying back out Sunday, the 10th. That's going to be a long time. But we'll be good. We'll be good. He may work at the Dice Tower.
They're asking. I think that would mean.
Oh,
are you working in Florida?
Somebody. No. I think that's connected to the person who paid $3,000. Apparently, wanted everyone to have a heart attack. The person may work at the Dice Tower. I don't know.
I don't know who it is, but
so.
I am very grateful.
Yeah, we don't know who it is. Nobody knows who it is.
But I am very grateful.
Yeah, someone really wanted Sam. Well, I don't know that. I mean, yeah, sure, maybe.
Yes,
but I don't know that that's the case.
It is. It is.
Joshua Gregoire or Gregory. Joshua Gregory. You think that's Gregory? I think so.
Sure, maybe.
Gregory or Gregoire. I like the way Gregoire sounds. Joshua Gregoire. I like saying that. I don't know why. it's not right, but it sounds cool. So glad it worked out for you and us. Thank you. I am too. I'm very. Unless I'm at a hockey game, I'm usually very stoic, even when I'm super excited about something, and I am. But
I'll be the excited face for you.
Yeah, there you go. What was your favorite games on the cruise? Mark asked. Well, funny you should ask. We're JT and I put together a top 10 list yesterday. Matter of fact, we recorded it yesterday after the live stream of Fractured Sky, and
which was very fun, by the way.
Fractured Sky was a fun game.
I like that.
Wow. It was a fun game, so go check that one out.
And it didn't stress me out.
It didn't stress you out. Blood Rage doesn't count. Yes, it does. It always counts. So anyway, to answer your question, I've already answered your question. Go watch the video when I release it next week.
I will say some surprises for me.
Okay, go ahead.
I really loved Silver and Gold Pyramids, and that was a new game for me.
Yes.
Super easy. I thought that was super fun. I love Silver and Gold, so having a new expansion to that was super fun.
Yeah.
That was something that kind of surprised me.
They changed. I didn't get to play it, but from what you guys told me, they changed the gameplay as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. So one of the things that I liked.
Same concepts.
Yeah.
But used in different ways.
You know how on Silver Gold you're just trying to fill in the whole square. Mm-hmm. This time you're not.
Yeah.
It's a maze. You're trying to get from here to here.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I liked it. So there were some surprises like that.
I'm with you, Jessie. I don't know what that means.
That they're with me, that they're thinking people are nicer. That they just, we're like, I have this money to contribute if they need it.
Terrier Halo is here. Hello, Terrier Halo. He says hello, one and all. Momentum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, momentum. Yep, understood. Mm-hmm. Blake says less engagement means less people watch, so therefore less people knew about the Kickstarter and watched the content. Some people don't seek out videos. They only watch if they get notifications.
True.
Totally understood. True. Later pledges make a big difference. That is very true. Often, Robert, you'll sometimes you'll get almost as much, if not more, in late pledges as you did during the campaign.
Right.
Depends on how long you keep the pledge manager open for late pledges.
Right.
But
I was thinking this last night as we were watching it. I worked in Seattle for startup companies, which was a totally different world. And they had angel investing and investment capitals and all of this kind of things. This is before there was crowdfunding.
Yeah.
And I wondered, as I was watching last night, I'm like, wow, I wonder, how that would have affected some of those startups.
Right. If they had Kickstarter
available. Like that. Because when we'd be getting funding, we would run like funding, like we'd be getting it, but it was like, to be watching it basically live.
As it goes.
As it's coming in, and the dynamic that would have changed on startup companies, I think that would have been fascinating. I might write a play about that.
You actually, like you were telling me how at the Museum of Flight, you actually coordinated and ran one of those.
I did. I coordinated and ran a fundraising for one of my startups. I think which one. It was E-Society or Nirvana. E-Society.
You said it was Nirvana.
It was Nirvana because it had no set.
It was the engine, the search
so
engine.
I worked for a startup company in Seattle, and we had this huge event at the Museum of Flight in Seattle, and I coordinated the whole thing, and there were about 2,500 people that were all investors and people that had a lot of money to give and research, and I coordinated this whole thing as a fundraising event for our company, and we raised a crap ton of money that I can't even fathom. And we did it in one night as this huge fundraising thing. But all these, the investors were all there. Everybody already knew, basically, at this point, if they were investing or not. Yeah. We'd been having meetings for months. But we threw this big gala, basically. Black tie event at the Museum of Flight after hours. Everyone dressed to the nines, food galore. And I coordinated all of that. So when we went to the Museum of Flight, I was like, I coordinated a big old event here once when I worked for companies that made a crap ton of money. Yep. So now I'm a preschool teacher. And literally, we had to buy a new fridge this week. And I was like...
At
my preschool place.
Yeah, preschool place.
And I was like, okay, well, there's this one on Amazon, and it's $30. It sits on your desk. Can we buy that one?
Sits on your desk. No. Have to feed 50 kids a day. You can't just feed them out of a desk refrigerator.
It's maybe we don't do refrigerated food anymore. Maybe we just only do pantry foods.
I don't know about that.
You can get milk in containers. It's not refrigerated.
Jason Lykin says, had there been a WWE wrestling match between Tom and Sam, 380 would have come a lot sooner. I don't know. I think
you don't think Jason's worm set it over?
I think Jason's dance-offs.
Oh yeah,
brought in a lot of cash there at the end. His worm was
amazing. Amazing.
Well,
I laughed so hard, and in the middle of me not breathing because of the stress.
Yeah,
that laughter was amazing.
It started off not bad, but then he hit his head or something, and then was out for a few seconds. And
that was amazing.
Jason's a
good guy.
Good guy. So next iStar Cruise, you're getting left on land to stream for a week straight. Sam 24/7. I don't know that you want to see that. And I don't know that I want to have my own little Castaway episodes. I don't think that's something I want to do. Blake Kevney says, I can't eat peanuts. I can eat peanut butter, but not regular peanuts.
Oh, that's funny.
So you can eat the processed stuff, but you can't eat the natural stuff. I can't drink regular milk, but I can drink chocolate milk.
That's interesting.
It's kind of weird. I mean, not I'm not saying you're weird. I'm just saying that's strange that you can drink one kind of milk, but not another kind of milk. And it's not like you're drinking chocolate almond milk or something like that.
I'm out.
Ugh. That's gross. Tom says, we really wanted Sam. Well, you've already got me here on the flip side. But I am glad to be going back and doing some part-time work for the Dice Tower. So Kenny donated the $3,000 just to use his air horn. Now that is a valid thing. Curious Box guys, cheers from Portugal. Hello. Favorite new game played in January? So that would include the cruise.
I would say for me, well, I don't know. We played some good games in January.
We did.
What did we play in January?
It has to be a new game. A new game.
Yesterday's doesn't count. That was February.
That is correct.
A new game in January.
I'm looking.
I don't know what we played. I played Silver and Gold Pyramids. That was my new game. We played First Strat. That's a new game?
It's not new, but it was new to us.
Oh, not a new game.
That's what I'm pretty much taking that towards. A favorite new game for us doesn't have to necessarily be a brand new game.
There's a hockey reference.
Yeah, I know. Haven't got to it yet. I'm still waiting on your answer.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. I can't come up with new games. My problem is I don't know when things were actually released or when they're new. New
That's
to
what I'm
us.
saying. New to you, yeah.
I played a bunch of new games on the cruise.
Yes.
Some of which I really enjoyed.
RR. No, it wasn't.
It was not that.
RR was not that. Not one of them.
There were some I really enjoyed. I actually, had we played Back to the Future? Or we tried. Yeah, we played Back to the Future. But that was one we played. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's all
we
good.
played it before.
We had played it before. I remember that. We didn't win before.
For me, man, I haven't really. I would imagine the
I feel like we did a review on a new game or something.
best
Cafe was new.
The best new game for me, new to me, like I really enjoyed it. Really, it kind of was my bread and butter, in my wheelhouse, completely. Taking off all the other filters that I use when I look at games, because that's kind of what I do. I have a lot of filters. Like, for example, if I'm looking at a game that's probably not in my wheelhouse, I try to put some filters on. What if I don't? Like one of the filters would be, what if I don't know a lot of board games? How would I look at this game if I didn't already know a lot of board games? What if I am just now, this is the first board game I've played in 10 years. How am I going to? So taking some of those filters off, I would probably say I'd never played the finished product before. So I'm going to say Cthulhu Death May Die. We played it twice on the cruise, and that's probably new game to me, with the caveat being that I had played it before when it was still a prototype, when a deep prototype. They were still like making mechanism decisions and all that kind of stuff while we were playing the game. So I'd probably say that one because I'd never played the finished product before. So
I have a question on that.
Go ahead.
Did I play with you guys or just watch you? Because you played it twice.
I did.
Did I play?
You played the first one. Yeah.
I can't remember if I played it or if I sat and watched, because sometimes I like to sit and watch Sam play, and then I can kind of grasp what's going on. No, I remember because there was a part where I couldn't get through an alley, like a hallway or an alley, and there was fire or something, and I was the one taking out the fire. I remember playing it.
She did play the little girl in Cthulhu Death May Die, and she has the ability to
remove fire.
To take fire and then redirect it.
Yeah, I didn't get to redirect it. I just took it.
Cthulhu Death May Die. So it's a 2019 game, and this is why I'm looking it up. Now, I think, because you struggled with it.
Yes.
It's a 2.4. I think it was just because you don't do things well at night.
We started the game at 9:45. What do you expect me to do?
Well, that's true.
If you start a game at 9, it better be a 10-minute game, because I'm not going to make it through an hour and a half game.
I think
a 3-hour game.
I'm pretty sure JT owns this game, so we need to play it again.
In the day.
And during the daytime, so that we can get a clearer read on if this is too hard for you.
No,
Anyway,
I don't think it
she
was
did
too
play
hard.
Once, and she got wrecked.
I think I got wrecked.
There was nothing really she could do about it. It's just how that game goes.
Yeah.
And if Eric hears, the designer, hears me saying this, it'll bring a smile to his face. Because sometimes the game will
I
just
think
wreck
I literally only played 2 rounds of the game, and that's why I don't remember.
3,
that's why I don't
and
remember
it was
the
like,
whole game.
Boom! It was over.
Oh, cool! You're out.
Yeah.
Now carry on with the game. And I was like, all right.
Well,
cool.
no. I mean, if one of the investigators dies, then
we
the
ended it.
game's
So
over.
I lost the game for everybody. Clarification.
No, that's what I'm saying. You had no control over it.
I
But
got
we
slammed.
played it again.
And you enjoyed it.
And well, no, I enjoyed that game as well.
No, it was.
I wanted to play it again.
I didn't dislike it.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was too hard because I don't think I was making the face. It was just too late. I was making the face.
You were making the face.
Okay. Also, I do better when Sam or JT explain rules to me.
That's correct.
There are certain people that I'm not.
Yeah, because you don't interact with them a lot.
I'm not as good at
You're
learning
not as better at learning and communicating.
from there.
Yeah.
So it was taught to me by somebody who was teaching it at this level.
Yeah.
And so even if I could grasp the game, if you're teaching it at this level,
Yeah.
then I already assume I can't do the game
Yeah.
because you're teaching it to me
lot
at
of
a level
times-
above me.
A lot of times people will teach games and they will, and I'm not saying that they aren't, but they will think that they are a very good game teacher,
Yeah.
and they may very well be a good game teacher
Right.
for other gamers,
For their game group, for their people, for their...
but because they're good at, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in communication. It's not just what you say or how you say it. There's
Right.
body language,
there's
there's
some-
procedure,
So
there's
I
a whole
think,
lot of different things.
I think I went into the game thinking, well, this is above me,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm going to enjoy it because it's way above me. It wasn't. The mechanics weren't that hard. Like, I understood what was going on, but I got
But
wrecked,
seeing
and then
how
I
everything
lost
pieces
the entire
together,
game for
yeah.
everybody. You
So
missed
there-
a whole bunch.
No, that's fine. I'm keeping it clear. That was Curious Box's favorite new game and played in January. Sam getting into the dice tower was like a hockey team scoring in the final few seconds of the third period to tie the game. Overtime equals more Sam.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yes.
We've been on the receiving end of that
Yeah.
and a couple
Hockey
times.
games, yeah.
On both sides. Like
Yeah.
our team is ahead and the other team scores in
Yeah,
the
it
final
was-
seconds of the game.
It was very much like
And
that.
then we
except
win
it
in
was-
overtime.
It was more personal.
Yeah, true. Much more personal. The Ouya is an example of how to not use crowdfunding. And I did see later on that will be explained. Let me see if I can find that real quick. For those that don't know, Blake says, the Ouya, O-U-Y-A, was a video game system that raised $8.5 million on Kickstarter. They made tons of mistakes with how they used the money. They were asking for 50 grand. So they didn't know how to properly use that amount of money. That's unfortunate.
Wow.
Let's see here. Does Jessie and will Jessie and JT? Okay.
Yeah.
Are Jessie and JT going to make appearances during Flipside DT collabs? Absolutely.
Sorry, y'all. Can't get rid of me.
If you, okay, so here's what has already been agreed upon between Tom and I. And we've already talked about it in another video. But what has been agreed upon is I'm going to be doing one review a week and one video of my choosing, whether it's a series or one-off or whatever, every week. And then I'm also going to be doing a segment contribution for Smorgasbord. So that's my part-time involvement with the Dice Tower right now. On the daily. They're also going to be pulling me in for some other Dice Tower events, and those are unspecified. Except I think he said he's going to bring me in for the next retreat.
I think he said that.
So, but that's the only one that has been specified. So that, in a nutshell, is going to be my part-time involvement with the Dice Tower. A review a week, a video of my choosing a week, and Smorgasbord content being pulled in for some Dice Tower events. All right, so that's pretty much what we're going to do. So those videos that I'm making, whether it's the review or it's one of those ones that I'm just choosing what to do on my own, I have pretty much free reign to include whomever I want. So JT is going to be joining me on some of those videos. I'll have Jess join me on some of those videos. I'll have her join me on some of the reviews. I'll have JT join me on some of the reviews. There's a lot of freedom there.
Also, you can still see JT and I here on the flip side.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Love the Museum of Flight, Blake says.
It's so beautiful.
A Hemi 520 seems like something Bonacore would do. 3,000 last second, LOL. that does have some fingerprints on it, but I can't guarantee.
We don't know what happened, but we are thankful.
I have no idea who it was or anything like that. I think you're going to do what you love, Jessie.
I do.
You are doing what you love.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
That is true. Kids
I'm grateful I'm not a Kickstarter.
Kids can survive on oatmeal. No fridge needed.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Theirs was a Kickstarter wrap-up stream in which Jason almost got killed by a light. Really? I don't remember.
I think he was talking about the worm.
Oh, the worm.
At the end,
maybe. Jason's worm was the dying throes of a clubbed baby seal.
Somebody wrote that. Was that you, Blake, that wrote that on the chat?
That was David Brownlee.
That made me laugh.
Our operators are standing by, Terry O'Reilly says.
Yeah.
24-hour Blood Rage Marathon. Oh, I don't know that I would want to do that. 24 hours of Blood Rage. 24 hours of any game is much. A bit too much. If I would suspect anyone coming in last second tossing money around, it would be Corey. He's already paying for above board. Oh, Corey. Maybe. Again,
like I said, we don't know, but I am grateful.
Yeah, all of the it's fun reading about these things, but I have no idea. Yes, new game for you. So we did answer that correct. With Simon taking over Hell, the last saga, is there any chances you would recommend? Any changes you would recommend they make? Well, Tom, I appreciate you answering the question. I have had conversations with a couple of other people about this. JT being one, a guy on Facebook being other. But it was a private conversation because here's the thing, and I'll say this: I don't know what Simon saw to make them say that it needs to go almost back to the drawing boards as far as development and all that is concerned.
Really?
Yeah, they were pretty. I don't know what they saw because the game that I played before and after development
was solid.
I really enjoyed the game. Now, I'm not a game designer. I don't have a degree in gameology. I don't have any of that.
Gameology? Did you just make that word up?
No.
Really?
They actually have degrees in game design, and I think they call it gameology.
I think you made up gameology.
I'm not.
I can see a degree in game design, but I can't say gameology. That sounds dumb.
A friend of mine, Scott Nicholson, literally is a professor in a college in game design.
In game design, yes.
And they call it gameology. I think. I've seen that word being thrown around. I'll put it that way.
All right.
Whether it's a technical term or just slang,
I
whatever.
Don't know.
But
Gosh,
here's
I
the
don't
thing.
know
I'm not one of those people where I can look at a game and see, the mathematical equations start flowing around my head and I start seeing the multiverse. That's not me. Okay. But I will say that Hell of the Last Saga, the version that I played, the version that I ran demos of, all of that, was a pretty stinking cool game. And I wanted Hell to see the light of day more than I think any of the backers did. I've said that before publicly. And that's not to decry anybody that's wanting to have their copy sent to them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I put as much as I could from a community director point of view, I put my heart and soul into that game because I enjoyed it that much. Every time that we demoed it at a convention, I did it. And they were all digital conventions. But and Leo, traveled around showing it to people in Europe and the UK and stuff like that. But all that to say this, I'm fearful, I'll put it this way, that the game that CMON releases ultimately will be much different than the game that I am familiar with. And that's kind of sad face for me. That's all I'm going to say about that. Philip W. says, hi, Sam and Jessie. Wanted to say thank you for taking the time to talk to me during the cruise and sharing your journey. My surgery is next week, and I appreciate your advice and encouragement. Thank you, Philip.
You got this.
It was great to see you. If you ever need to talk, ask questions from a user point of view, and what I mean by that is, sometimes you know how to use a machine, but you still have questions as you're using it. As you're going through that journey, please reach out, because support is where it's at. And I'm not saying you don't have a good support system, because from our conversation, I know you do. But if you ever need an adjunct support person, you got us. So just reach out, and we're praying for you.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You got this.
For those that don't know, we already read that. That was about the Ouya. We are having a Gloomhaven weekend here. Me and the wife already played it once, but then we played it with the kids, and now we're in the expansion. I have around 140 logged plays now. Still fun. Oh my. Gloomhaven is a beast of a game. It comes in a box that's like
I think I've seen the box. Somebody showed us the box.
It's a huge box. And there's an expansion that's maybe like 2/3 of the size of the big box. It's unreal. So that is saying a lot. 140 log plays of Gloomhaven.
That's amazing.
I think Tom probably did that back in the day before he reviewed it the first time.
Really?
Yeah, he loved that game. We played
you said he liked
We
that
played
game.
it once. And then he took it home, and we didn't see it again. Yep, that's how that went. I got my first plays of Senjutsu in January. I'm looking at that game right over there. That is close. That is close to coming up in the queue. That's definitely coming in to play here pretty soon. It was a good time, but it will take a lot more plays to look like dueling samurai rather than a couple of little boys swinging sticks at each other. That's an interesting thing. Have you played Shogun no Katana? That one looks really good. I haven't played it. I don't even have a copy of it. I just saw it, that it was going to be at, I think, Essen? And it made my Essen list of I think, maybe it just made the short list, because there were so many other good games that interested me at Essen, but that piqued my interest. Shogun no Katana looks really cool, but no, I haven't played it. Will you have these live chats still with another job now? Yes, absolutely. This is part of the flip side. The flip side's not going anywhere. Flip side's not going to change. The work that I'm doing for the Dice Tower is going to be on top of everything that I'm doing right now. In addition. So it's not
I was
anything
insistent that when we look for a part-time job for Sam, or when we start going down that path, I said over and over, we're keeping Flipside. Everything's staying. We're not changing that.
Yep.
So we'll still be here Saturday mornings.
Yep.
Until football season.
Until football season. Well, then it depends, because Aiden's older, so his games happen later in the day now.
All right, see, so maybe we can.
So maybe we'll be able to still continue them and leave a little bit
Either
less.
way, we're here.
Let's see here. Sam, when do you start your new job with the Dice Tower? Today? I do not know.
I don't think they're going to be doing anything today, because they were up so late last night.
Yeah, well, they said they were taking the weekend off. Yeah. They were taking the weekend off after the end of the thing, so maybe next week.
I would expect something next week,
I don't know.
Or at least conversations, so we would know more.
Yeah, we'll have conversations at least, so that we know what we're doing moving forward. But maybe it starts next week.
Soon-ish.
Yeah, but soonish is the best answer I can give you right now. It would be cool if Jessie and JT got dice characters to go along with yours. That would be cool. David Brownlee says he has not. played Shogun no Katana. So maybe that was a question for David, not me, but I answered anyway. Have a nice day, everybody. I'll stay longer, but I have a board game afternoon, evening. See you on the flip side. See you, Mark. Have a great day. This was a few years ago. Jason had a soft light fall on his head. Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah, it didn't almost kill him though, but it was one of the huge big lights that have like the canvas over it, and it fell over on him.
Ow,
I do remember. No, it didn't hurt him. It didn't hurt him. He's got a hard head anyway. Hemi 520. Ohioan here and officially have trip booked for Oregon Coast trip, specifically doing this trip for Goonies stuff. Would love any recommendations of things that you enjoyed doing. All right, well, as far as Goonies stuff is concerned.
Okay, well, first off, the Goonies house is up on top of the hill there. Go see the Goonies house. When we went, it had just been bought by current owners.
Data's house is right next to it. Don't forget that.
Yeah, they're like right next to each other. The current owners, I've been told, we haven't been back, but I've been told that the current owners now have it, open. People can pay an admission and come in.
Really?
That's what I heard.
That's not how it was when we were there.
No, they had just bought it when we got there. So I've heard, or maybe they have goals to do that, to make it into a Goonies museum. The people that bought it, I heard, were Goonies fans. For a while, the Goonies house was owned by people that
couldn't have cared
less if there were Goonies fans or if it was the Goonies house. And there were "get off my property, don't take pictures, go away" kind of signs up on the door. There aren't now. The house is cool. The jailhouse, meh.
How much was
30? $20 a person for. I mean, it was okay. But going around the parking lot of the jailhouse was really cool because the car is there and the building is there. And then I would say, go to the coast and go to where the rocks are, and that kind of thing would be super fun.
Yeah, that's not like...
It's not a Goonies tour. There is no Goonies tour. There's the Goonies house, there's the jailhouse, and then about 12 miles away, there are the rocks on the coast.
But you can go to the store, the little corner store that... what's her name? Rosita? Rosita was standing in the middle of the street, and you can see the corner store behind her.
Yeah.
That store is still there, and it's a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And it's good coffee.
It was good coffee.
So, but it's right at the bottom of the hill.
But driving around Astoria, there's lots of little things there.
Yeah.
Other things from Astoria are Kindergarten Cop.
Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop was also filmed in Astoria, so the elementary school there from Kindergarten Cop. But the Oregon coast, coming from Ohio, oh my lettuce, you got what? Yeah. Bring a raincoat.
Yes.
I don't care what month you're coming, bring a raincoat.
It probably will rain on you.
If you don't have one, stop at Fred Meyer and buy one.
Yep.
Like we had to do. Bring a raincoat, even if you're going in August.
Yeah, you're gonna have a blast.
The Oregon coast is so beautiful.
Yeah, it's. We went camping.
You're going again this year, so bucket up, Buttercup.
I'm not a huge camping fan.
Also,
I like a soft bed.
Right outside of Astoria, at the state park there, Fort Stevens State Park.
Yes, there's a lot of cool.
There's an old shipwreck that's on the beach.
Yeah.
That's really, really neat. Like, it's really neat.
And Fort Stevens is cool, too.
Fort Stevens
actually has the moniker of being the first U.S. installation that was actively shelled by the Japanese in World War II. Now, the shelling didn't do any good.
They missed.
They missed.
They made, like, craters.
Yeah, but that's it. So it has some neat tie-ins.
And the shipwreck on the beach is so cool.
I made some shorts while we were there.
Yeah.
Some short videos, so you can go back and just get a flavor.
Yeah.
They're all
look at the
videos.
shorts from Astoria. You can see Goonies house. You can see my excitement. You can see the shipwreck and the beach. But bring a raincoat. That's going to be my suggestion.
Let's see here. Hope Simon doesn't ruin it. Yeah, I'm with you there, but who knows?
We're gonna just wait and see. How about that?
I'm currently waiting on Dune War for Arrakis to come in, so I'm not trying to down Simon. It's just that the game that I experienced was already a good game.
Well, how about this? Why don't you just say we'll wait and see what happens?
Yeah, we have to wait to see what happens. That's kind of goes without saying, but I get what you're saying, and I'm kind of there with you, but I don't want to feel like I'm downing Simon too much. Because they put out great stuff, don't get me wrong. It backed Deceased yesterday. I'm waiting for Simon, for Doom War for Arrakis to come in.
They were amazing.
I love Marvel Zombies, you know.
And weren't they one of the
Blood
amazing
Rage.
donors for the
and they it's not that I'm downing Simon. I just don't understand what they saw for them to say that they have to go all the way back to like deep development.
I don't
understand that. So Derek says, Sam, you've pretty well been with the Dice Tower since the beginning. Do you recall the point where the Dice Tower went from a hobby review to a reviewing business? I don't specifically. I mean, for me, it was when I left my teaching job to go full time with the Dice Tower. That's when it became a business for me. But for Tom, it was probably well before then, like years before then, back when he was in Korea. And he, well, here's the thing. I don't know that he ever thought he would be able to do it as a business, as a job, as a means of income. I don't know that he was there. Maybe he had dreams of that, but whether he thought that they were viable, I don't know. But I would imagine that there was a point where the podcast was doing well enough and his video reviews that he had just started doing were starting to get enough traction to where there was an aha moment where he was able to go, oh, I can actually make money doing this. There had to have been a time for that. So there's not a specific point where I know that happened, but I'm sure that it absolutely did because he did it, you know, and he just didn't do it overnight. It took time. So, but for me specifically, it was when I became a full-time person. Let's see here. Just tuned into this. Congratulations. Thank you, Roll and Rate. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. Did you know JT before you moved to the Pacific Northwest? Actually, no. Now, I had talked to him via Messenger, I think Facebook Messenger, and maybe an email or two. Because when he was a fan of the Dice Tower when I was with him, and when I was moving up to the Pacific Northwest, specifically Wenatchee, he lives and still lives in East Wenatchee, and so he's like, hey,
which is part of the same valley. Here's the Wenatchee, here's East Wenatchee, here's the river.
There's a river that goes through it, yeah.
But we're all part of the same valley.
Yep.
And
so when his house is like 8 minutes away from my house.
Yeah.
So when I was moving up here, he offered, as well as two other guys, offered to help me move in to the house that I had rented, and so that's when I met JT in person, and we've been good friends ever since.
Yeah. Now they're family.
Yeah. Absolutely. Family.
They're not even friends anymore. They're family.
Matthew is here. Good to see you, Matthew. Rose, good to see you.
Kabuki's here.
Kabuki's here. Hey. All right. Yeah, I'm going down, so
he's getting there. I saw it. I just didn't want to interrupt him to say hi.
Terry Halo says, well, I think it's time to go play some more Gloomhaven. Will be fun to see more of you now when you will be on 2 channels. Have a good one, people. Have a good one, Terry. Thank you. You're probably already gone. Let's see here. Wow,
I know behind. You're really behind. I'm like,
there was a nice burger place in that Goonie town at least a few years ago. Gone for real now.
Yeah, but there's a restaurant called Pigs in a Blanket.
That's good stuff.
That was really good.
Yeah, we stopped there for breakfast on the way out of town.
On your way out of town, when you're leaving, get breakfast at Pigs in a Blanket.
Yeah. So what we did is we went to Fort Stevens to the campgrounds. We camped there with her parents. over the weekend, and then the last day
we went to Astoria.
We drove back through Astoria. We had breakfast at Pigs in a Blanket, and then we went and saw all the Goonies stuff, got coffee at the little corn store, stood in the middle of the road, just like Rosita did, smiled a lot.
I was very excited.
And then drove home. Let's see here. With us moving into a new gaming room, got me thinking, how often do you reorganize your game collection?
That's a great question, Tom. I don't think he has since he moved in.
This back here usually doesn't...
There's been a few little changes.
And I am...
How's the new game room, Tom?
I am threatening a Cole. And she fights me every time I say it, but...
Look,
and it's not actual fisticuffs. It's just, that's a figurative word.
I mean... If he needs to call, he needs to call. But I also think that this is part of his job, and this is part of his story, and this is part of his path. I don't know that I need to get rid of him either. But we are kind of running out of room.
Yeah, we are. We have run out of room. That is not. We are. When I have. Okay, stop. A little bit of transparency here. When I have a suitcase that has a broken wheel on it, that has our Flipside of Board Games banner in it, and I have games on top of it that I still need to review, on top of a table over here that has
50?
A lot of games on it. Some of them I have already reviewed and I've already done. Others I have not. I do need to take time. Stop counting.
There's probably 50 at least.
Yeah, at least.
And then there's some over there.
So we are out of room. Those two I've already done. Well, I haven't done Assassin's Creed, but yeah, we're out of room. So I do need to reorganize, and I do need to call. Because, like that one right there, I'm not keeping that one.
Oh, yeah.
Not keeping that one at all.
Yeah.
And that stupid Ravensburger puzzle is going away. I'm just kidding.
Puzzle?
I'm just kidding.
No, I can put it. I have puzzles in the garage. I can go in the garage.
No, I'm just kidding.
I have puzzles in the garage, unless I've already purged all of those.
Let's see. Derek says, I don't like camping either.
You guys are...
Kabuki Kid showed up. Irish Falcon just says, hi, Kabuki. And he's quiet the entire time, except for saying hi at the beginning.
No, I said hi at the beginning, and he said hi to Kabuki.
I know. He's been quiet the entire time.
Stop.
Matthew Rose, I recently invested in a Crokinole board, going to play it for the first time today. Have either one of you played that game? I have. What are your thoughts on it and whether you have played it or not? Yeah, I don't know. It's okay. It's a dexterity game where you're just trying to get, your discs into the hole in the middle of the board, or trying to get as close to the hole as possible. So, I don't know that it's not a bad game. I'm just not a huge dexterity game person, and I'm also not very good at them. So, Crokinole boards are huge, which is why I've never bought one. Now, I've wanted to buy them because they have some that are specially made that look like Captain America's shield or the Death Star, that kind of stuff. So it's not that I don't think they're cool. It's just that it's a lot of room for just one game. I mean, I just got through talking about how we have
games everywhere.
50 games over there on the table. But if I had a Crokinole board over there...
we also have 4 game bags unpacked. 1, 2, 3, 4. He made my nose itch.
Let's see. Speaking of military bases, my oldest brother once stole a military Humvee from JBLM. Oh. But it was just Fort Lewis at the time.
I know, Fort Lewis.
He had to have been in the military for that to happen.
Yes.
And he probably got court-martialed for it, if they found out. That's what court-martial is. Crokinole is great. Crokinole is a fun one, Matthew. Agreed, Robert. What did they agree with Robert on? Wow, that was a long time ago. Whatever they were.
You gotta catch up. We gotta speed up here. You're like way behind.
Don't you rush me.
Russian.
You're not Russian. Agreed, Robert. I don't know. Oh, Crokinole is great. Got it.
Yeah,
okay. Thanks for the heads up, guys. You're welcome. Irish Falcon Raiders of the North Sea is one of my favorite games. I just received my copy of Shipwright's Redo without playing the original. What do you think about this reimagined version? I haven't played the reimagined version. I did play Shipwrights of the North Sea. I didn't dislike it like a lot of other people did. I do think it's the weakest game of that series, that original series. But I didn't dislike it. I just don't think it was as good as the other two that were in that original series, Raiders of the North Sea and Traders of the North Sea. No, not Traders. Explorers of the North Sea, I think is what it was called. Explorers of the North Sea, Raiders of the North Sea, and then there were Shipwrights of the North Sea. That was the weakest game out of that original three in that series. But I think, anytime a game goes through an update or an upgrade, I think it's a good thing. I've just never played it, so I can't really speak that intelligently to it. Robert Purdon, I'm also looking to get a game similar to Crokinole called Karuka. But Crokinole is classic, great fun. Never heard of Karuka. How many games are in your personal collection? Roller Rate asks.
I haven't really counted.
I have not counted.
But my guess would be about 600.
I was going to say north of 500.
Yeah.
I would say north of 500 because there's probably 500 games behind me. And then we're not even including all the games that are over there. There's at least another 100 over there.
Maybe that's something I should do is sort and alphabetize and.
We.
But I could make a spreadsheet for you.
No, I was saying yes. No, I wasn't. Would you consider doing a video on showing off your game collection and game room? I am sure we would all be interested in seeing your collection play area. Well, yeah. I would definitely have to clean it up a little bit.
We'd give you a disaster area.
It's quite the disaster area.
And then there's this part over here.
Yep. It's quite the disaster area right now.
But basically what you see is our game shelf right behind us.
Yep.
And one of our main gaming tables.
Yep.
And then if on our other videos you can see the other gaming table, that is in our dining room. So that's our dining room.
You could make a Cole video. These are the games to Cole and the reasons why.
That's not a bad option.
And it could also be like we could do like a live auction for it as well while we did it.
I was going to say we could do something on that.
Instead of just getting rid of them, we could sell them and maybe. But we'll see. My oldest brother was never in the military.
Copies by Sam. How about that?
His oldest brother stole a Humvee and he was not in the military. How did he get access?
I don't know.
Did he get caught?
His dad was in there. So visiting
His dad was, though. Okay.
Probably visiting dad.
Were you guys living on the base?
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Blake is actually part of witness protection because of this. I don't know.
His name's not Blake.
Yeah,
his name
Missed a few minutes here. Boyfriend called me. No worries, Kabuki. You're good. Glenn Gish came on and y'all were cuddling. Cute. Y'all are adorable. Thank you, Glenn.
Whatever. I can't help it. I actually really like to sit next to like no matter where we are. I sit next to him and I gotta like touch him frequently. Yep. At church, I'm like, are you still there? Or at the movies.
Of course he got caught. Note that I said my dad, not our dad.
Ah, okay. Your dad was in the military. That's an important
detail. I think he was part of witness protection now that I think about it.
He wouldn't be writing it if he is.
He's being super
He wouldn't be writing it if he is. He'd be like, I have, perfect pass.
The mafia is watching our show right now. And now they're headed they're doing a trace on his IP.
We just blew Blake's cover.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, Blake. It's good knowing you, pal. Other than
we weren't cuddling. I was leaning in.
Other than the Blood Rage trilogy, what other Eric Lane games do you like? Why you calling me out like this, brother? All right, here's what we're going to do. Because I know there are other Eric Lane games out there. I do want to, excuse me.
All right.
Yes.
I can get you some lemon water.
No,
I'm out.
thank you. Eric M. Lang. Oh. All right, here we go. Abridged list. This is an abridged list of...
Cthulhu Death May Die?
Yeah.
Oh, you like that one?
So we already talked about that. A Song of Ice and Fire, the Stark Lannister starter set. He did that with Michael Chanel. Michael Chanel is also a great designer. He is also a very mean designer. He loves watching people struggle in his games. No, I'm serious. He has said this. He loves it. And I've talked to him a lot. He's a great guy to talk to. He's very fun. Very personable guy too, if you can break through the veneer. He does have a little bit of veneer there, but he's a great guy. Victorian Masterminds I've played as well. That was with Antoine Belza. Rising Sun, that's part of the original trilogy. So the original trilogy was Blood Rage, Rising Sun, and Ankh. And then while those were coming out, there were other games that came out. XCOM, the board game, I didn't really enjoy that game that much because I really enjoyed the video game XCOM for the tactical parts of it. And XCOM, the board game, kind of focused more on the economical side of running XCOM rather than the actual missions that you got sent out on. So I didn't really like XCOM, the board game, but I was really excited for that one to come out before I played it. And then when I played it, I was like, well, crap. Quarriors was fun. I still own Quarriors, I think. Yeah, I just saw it the other day. I'm not going to spend time looking at it, looking for it. Chaos in the Old World is another one that we played, but I never really liked the Chaos Legions. And Warhammer 40K, they just put me off. So I didn't really like that game. And the board was fashioned to look like human skin. So it was just like, man, that was just too weird. But Cthulhu Death May Die is another good one. Song of Ice and Fire, I'm not a huge miniatures game person anymore. But I did paint an entire set of Song of Ice and Fire. Well, half of it. Rob Warren painted the other half, and we did play that one. So, The Godfather, Corleone's Empire, that's a good one. Arcane Academy was, whatever. The Others was a fun game. That's kind of more of a Zombicide-esque game, but there was more to it than that. There's more to it than that. Arcadia Quest was, again, whatever. So, I mean, that's just an abridged list, though. See all, 575. Really? Anarchy Pancakes? Okay, I've never heard of this game before.
That was last year.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if I can put this in...
Like a list or...
Well, maybe I can't. Let me see. Name, category.
Add. No.
No. Mechanic. Let me see. No. Category, all, nope. Name. Number of rankings, address, 4 trade, 1 trade, comments. Year released. Let's put them in order from year released. All right, here we go. Marvel United, never played it. And there's a crap ton of Marvel United. Song of Ice and Fire, I already talked about that. More Marvel United. And Anarchy Pancakes. I got to look into that just for the name alone. Dice Masters is a game that I enjoyed. I'll put it that way. I didn't like it nearly as much as Tom did, or other people. Cthulhu Death May Die, we already talked about that. Cyberpunk 2077, Gangs of Night City. I've never played that one, but it looks like it's got some low rankings. So I don't know what happened there. Next page. True to Vong Legends, never played it. Marvel United, never played it. Now we know why he has 525, because basically it's every single box that's been released from True to Vong Legends, Song of Ice and Fire. Disney Sidekicks. 2021? I don't know about that one. Let's see. Ankh. You know, we played a 2-player version of that the other day, and we did the monuments wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can only gain control of one per event. You can't control all of the ones that you're next to. Just one. And if there are none that are neutral, then you still get to pick just one that you're next to. So that swung things in my favor early in the game, and it swung things. So that's something we did wrong. We'll have to
redo it.
We have to play it again.
We have to play it again.
Aren't you happy?
Always.
Bloodborne, the board game. There was Bloodborne, the card game that I enjoyed, and so that's
You're
good.
Getting off track though. You gotta go back.
No, I'm answering a question.
No, but you can't go through all 500, my love.
I'm not going to. No. I was.
I know you were.
It's her fault. I tried to answer your question thoroughly.
He answered your question. He doesn't need to go into a 40-minute review of everything on the website. See, look how far you've been back because of that.
I know. Now I have stuff to go through now. See, this is where we ended right here. Congrats on your new job at the Dice Tower. One thing I was surprised at was there was actually a bit of negativity towards your return on Reddit. Well,
you know what? There are always going to be people that are negative on things.
yeah. Well, another thing is that if you remember from The Lion King, there was that part. Yeah, go ahead, answer that. Her dad's calling, or her parents are calling. So you'll remember there's that part in Lion King where Mufasa says to Simba, there's a dark place over there that we don't go.
I had to turn off my microphone.
That's how I treat Reddit, basically. And that's not to say that everybody there is bad and negative and all that other kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying at all. But the level of negativity there is to an extent to where I just don't ever want to go there. I am of the opinion, not strongly, because there's a lot of good stuff that happens out there, and if we're not careful, we lose track of all of the good stuff when we start focusing on all of the negative stuff. And when you go to a place like Reddit, where it seems like, to me at least, a lot of that negativity pulls up on the internet, it can really get your focus off of what is good and wholesome and positive. So I usually just don't go to Reddit. I actively avoid Reddit. I don't necessarily, and it's not to say that there aren't good conversations going on there. I just miss the good because of all of the bad that's there. And oh, Strider is scratching that chin and loving it. So I unfortunately, I don't like it. I don't, there were times on the Dice Tower where I was very curmudgeon-like, very obstinate in my opinions. And, you know, that, I'm not going to say that I've changed, you know, I'm not going to go all there, but I have evolved, I guess. That's just another way to say change. But I've come off of some of that because I do see how a lot of my negativity in the past has pushed people away, even though I wasn't trying to do that. You know, if I was just being, when you're going up, when you're sitting at a table, with the likes of Tom Vasil and Z Garcia, and you have to come up with a viable reason why they are wrong and you are right, you know, that pushes you into a realm, and it's not an excuse, it's just I'm trying to give you my kind of thought process on all of this. You know, when you're sitting at a table with two guys that are very articulate about voicing their opinion on a game, you've got to do something to match that. And I've never really been a very articulate person off the cuff. if I can think about what I'm going to say ahead of time, I'm a lot better. Which is one of the reasons why I like doing live reviews, because I'll sit down before live review and I will make not detailed notes, but detailed enough to where I can stay focused on what I'm trying to say. And I didn't do that a lot when I was with the Dice Tower. I did a lot of stuff that was,
it's a different Sam now.
You're
a different.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I was just saying that I'm not trying to say I've changed, I'm a different person. I'm trying to not say that, but there is a process that you go through where you grow, and I think growth is the better word, not change. But yeah, a lot of the negativity's out there, and Reddit is one of those places, like I said earlier, where it simply seems to pull up.
Yeah, people love
it seems to collect on Reddit, and so I just don't go on Reddit. It spilled over into the comment section. There were a couple people in the comment section of the Kickstarter.
I had to remind Sam last night, and when they made the goal, and people are, congrats, wahoo, way to go, we love Sam, can't beat it, so excited, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And then there would be one person. I don't know what he said. Ugh, can't believe we're worried about Sam, or something.
Well, not during the.
But before that.
It was when I was looking at the comments section.
He got in his head so much that he was like, I don't know, this is so negative. I'm bringing the Dice Tower down.
No, well, I don't want to do that. I don't.
No, we don't want to do that, but I don't think you are, honey.
Because they've grown and they've made so many positive strides forward. I don't want to bring them back to that part.
I don't think you are, and that's why you're being brought on, and everybody was happy.
But it's all good. So yeah, it happens.
People are negative.
I did a.
People are negative at everything.
On the 7th, I think the 7th, yeah. On the 7th, I made a segment contribution for the Our Family Plays Games Voices show, and I talk about this. We've all done things that we're not proud of.
Huh? Pencil. I can't reach this pencil.
Pencil. No.
Yeah.
There's things, we've all done things that we're not proud of, right? We've all made mistakes. We've all done things that we're not proud of. And when you open yourself up to criticism, which content creation basically does that, it's a scary thing. Because you will not be able to please everybody all the time. And in this day and age, people are more likely to voice how unhappy they are.
Oh yeah, they don't voice positives.
So and so, yeah, it sucks that everybody isn't super hyped about me doing stuff for the Dice Tower again. But at the same time, I can't please everybody that way.
I can't even please my 11 employees, let alone.
There's something.
Hundreds and thousands of viewers.
There's something to be said about that, but we're not going to. Anyway.
So the point is, you don't need to worry about the negatives.
Let's see here.
Actually, I think you even reached out, and Tom's response was, "Don't worry about the negatives."
Yes, that is true. Yeah. Roll and rate. I've got around 600 games too. I've done some culling over the past few months, but bought more games than I've culled.
Yeah, well, there is that.
My dad told him how you could start one. Okay, this is going back to the Humvee.
Blake's story, which I was waiting for.
My brother figured out when shift change happened once and discovered a part with minimum security.
And just jumped in a Humvee.
For me, wow.
That's funny.
Well, I don't know if it's funny. But anyway, Chris Huey, for me, I'm really excited to see on both this channel and the Dice Tower. Really enjoy your work. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Dad didn't think he would steal one. I don't think any dads would have thought that.
He wouldn't have thought that would have happened.
David Brownlee, negativity on the internet? I'm shocked.
See? That's what I tried to tell him. I was like, stop. Who cares?
Thanks, boy. Sam, just wanted to say I started watching the Dice Tower with you on there years ago, and it got me into board gaming. I'm excited to hear you coming back part-time and followed you there.
Thank you. I love these stories. of people that have followed Sam and started playing games because they were watching Sam. I love that. You guys have been watching my husband longer than I have.
Matthew says, keep talking, Blake. The track on your computer's IP is almost complete. Glenn says, Sam, did you detail any specifics about the Dice Tower on your new role? Excited for you, brother. Yeah, thank you, Glenn. Yes, basically it's going to be a review, a video of my choice, and
something for
segment contribution on Smorgasbord. That's the extent. And then I'll be pulled on for day-to-day involvement, and then
as needed.
They'll pull me in on some Dice Tower events throughout the course of the year. One of which being the retreat this year, but
Dice Tower
nothing
West.
else. Yeah, I'll be at Dice Tower West this year as well, but that was already in the works.
So.
Let's see here. Spurs fan is here. Good to see him. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, I won't ask so difficult questions. No, Tom, don't worry about it.
Please ask difficult questions, Tom, but just let me keep him back on track.
Yeah. So
please ask questions.
Let's see. Kabuki Kiss says, yeah, I loved XCOM, the video game, and the board game was all about managing the base. Yeah, the tactical combat is what I liked about it too. Yeah. Z loves that game, but I remember Sam also always disliking that theme and board.
The skin board.
Yeah, the skin board. Yeah, Chaos in the Old World. Sorry, next time I won't ask such difficult. No, don't do that.
Tell you, don't ever do that. Always ask. Because otherwise it's just me talking to Sam, and that's boring. So please.
What are your thoughts on collaborating with other board game channels, specifically good channels which are still smaller than yours? I am absolutely open to that. If any part of my success can help somebody else come up, I'm absolutely willing to do that because I think that's what helps the community to grow. Things like what the Dice Tower is doing for me is helping the community grow. Sure, it's going to help them in a way because their audience wants to see videos from me, so it's going to help them. But it's also going to help my channel grow and anybody that I have on my channel. Because of that, it just kind of trickles down. So I'm always asking people to collaborate. Always. And when I find out that they have a channel, I want to collaborate with them in some way, shape, or form. They don't always come to fruition because things happen, life happens, and we don't get in touch with each other or whatever. But I'm always open for it. I'm always willing to talk about it. So, yeah, I think collaborating with other board game channels is super fun. Anarchy Pancakes, that's a flavor.
You think? I mean.
Sam has never played Marvel United. Tom rescinds his hiring of Sam. That's true. No, it's not true. Matthew Rose, Sam, have you considered doing any videos with Rob Oren? I would love to see you guys do something together again. We have, but he's gone through a little bit of a hard time health-wise, and I don't know that he's making so many videos anymore. So I still talk to him every once in a while when he was going through that difficult stint with his health. I was in touch with him back then. But he
probably need to reach out and make sure
he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He has his own farm that he's running. He's been struggling with his health recently. I think he's doing okay now though, because he went into some treatments that I believe helped.
Yeah.
So, I've seen that Disney Sidekicks game at thrift stores a few times.
No way.
Well, there you have it. I might have picked it up if I knew it was an Eric Lang design. Oh, that's funny. Is that a Flipside board game T-shirt you are wearing? Yes, it is. Dun, dun, dun. Details, please. All right, here are the details for that.
This week we will order.
This week we're going to order a new batch of T-shirts with the new logo. I have been thinking about ordering different colors, but we think that's not something we need to do right now.
We're big enough as a channel to dictate multiple colors, and let's start with one color, multiple sizes.
Yep.
And see what happens.
Agreed.
If I get, if we get 3 emails, 4 emails, 10 emails, 4 emails, I would say 4 emails, says, I really want a pink shirt, okay, then I will make that happen. But let's just start with gray right now. They should be coming out. We will have them on your website soon.
Yes. Spurs fan says, hi all, and hi back to you, Sam, from your hi to Porik. So he went to Night's Watch.
He went to Night's Watch.
Said
Porik
hi.
said hi.
Thank you, Lewis. Appreciate that. Who cares If there are complainers, they'll deal and we'll celebrate.
Agreed.
There you go. Reddit has a reputation. I never go there either, Kabuki Kid says. Reddit is a dark place, Lewis says.
What does that one say, Sam and Jessie?
Sam and Jessie, what are your favorite intro gateway games you like to introduce to non-gamers? By the way, I introduced my youth group to Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, so thanks for that recommendation,
Yes.
Sam. Yes, Deception, Murder in Hong Kong is one of those really cool social deduction, and I think that it is a great entry. I played it a couple of times with my youth group back in Florida, so it's a good one, that's for sure. We have used, up here in the Pacific Northwest, we've used Cascadia a lot as an entry game, because a lot of people up here are already kind of interested in the theme of nature and ecology and all of that other kind of stuff. So that's been one that we've gone to. Horrified.
For sure.
Is a huge one that we've done before.
Junk Drawer, it only plays 4, but that's a nice, fun, easy game to introduce people to different kinds of games.
Junk Drawer is another good one. Green Team Wins is a great intro game.
Oh, yeah.
There is a, if you want 5 people's opinions, mine, JT, Mel, Melanie from Mel's Board Game Room, and I can't remember.
That's not 5 people, that's only 4.
I know, and then Brian Drake, but there's another one that does the podcast with, and I can't remember her name. Gosh, I'm so bad with names. No, there were 5 people when we went up to when I went up to Calgary, Tabletop Game Day. We did a top 5 games that are great in intro gateway situations. So that's 5 different people, and I think from those 5 different people, there were, I think, 2 crossovers from 2 different people. So there's like 23 games that are really good in intro situations.
Is that on your site too? Or
yes, it is on. It's on the Flipside. You can go search for it. I made a video of it and put it up. The video isn't great. Audio isn't great either. Video is actually better than the audio because the audio.
They were in a convention hall.
Yeah, we were in a convention hall. So yeah, but Deception, Murder in Hong Kong is a great one. Absolutely. I think Horrified would be great. Thunder Road Vendetta would be a great entry-level game. Almost anything from Restoration Games, because they take those older designs and they kind of spruce them up a little bit. So any of those are really good. Most cooperative games, if the complexity rating isn't very high, around a 2 probably. If the complexity rating for almost any cooperative game is a 2, is a great thing because you're playing together against the game.
Right.
You're not competing with each other. And I think cooperative games do better in intro situations. But we'll continue. There are conspiracy theories as to why Sam left. I saw one conspiracy theory saying that Sam had a falling out with Tom over religion.
Not even slightly.
Oh my goodness. No. To heavens to Betsy, no. Oh my goodness gracious.
Let's say this. On the cruise, Tom led a service on the cruise, and we all went to that.
Yeah, we were there, man. Come on. Falling out on religion. Okay. Oh my goodness.
No, Tom and Sam have always remained good friends.
Yeah, we have. You are happier now, I can tell, Sam. Yeah, well, I am, and she's the main reason why. And was able to stay connected to my kids. That's an important thing.
Super important.
Sam, congratulations on Dice Tower. I started watching you guys around a decade ago. I was genuinely really happy to see the Kickstarter hit 380. I was genuinely happy as well. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that. First time I heard, oh my goodness.
I told you,
hate it when it jumped.
behind.
No, it jumped. It jumped. And I hate it when it jumps. First time I heard that one, Blake. LOL. Oh, this one. Yeah, really. That is like super out in left field.
That's funny.
That's so funny. So happy to have you participating with Dice Tower once again. Weston says, your reviews are some of my favorites. I love the interplay between you and Tom and Z. Can't wait for what is to come. Well, there probably...
We are also excited.
Yeah, we are. There probably won't be a ton of me with Tom and Z or me with other people because I'm staying remote. I'm not moving down to Florida. We're staying up here in Pacific Northwest. We're not going anywhere. Flipside's not going anywhere. So there will be, I guess, more collaboration in that I'll probably be brought on to more Dice Tower stuff than I am right now. But I have no idea to what extent that will happen.
Right.
So right now, it's just basically going to be me making about 2.5 videos a week for the Dice Towers channel. On top of what I'm continuing to do here on the flip side. Let's see, Derek, Sam, you've always felt genuine in your opinions and not afraid to share them. You complimented Tom and Z very well. Well, thank you. I think we all complimented each other, really.
Yeah, all three. All of you guys are really good people.
There are always haters, just ignore them. They're a tiny minority. Yeah, they're the vocal minority, and that's the problem. I
mean, I literally have the same vocal minority of 11 women in my building.
Shh, you just take it easy.
I'm just saying.
This is public.
People love to be negative.
Yes, that's true. It was part of a larger theory that I won't get into, but there was a whole thing about it. Wow. That's just people, people just don't know what they're talking about, but they still feel the need to talk about it. Agree with Kabuki. Thank you, Fee. My opinion only counts, Sam. You will make the Dice Tower greater.
I think
thank you. Great. Appreciate that. Blake, that is wacky. LOL. Dang. You have 20 years of your life recorded forever. You will change in 20 years as a person. No shame in admitting this. As long as you change for the better, that is the goal. Thank you. Daniel says, really happy for you, Sam, to be back with the Dice Tower. Sorry late to the live. Don't worry about it. Also excited to see how this channel continues to evolve and grow. Yes, absolutely.
Still here.
Well, we're still going to be doing, and I think where we have already been going with the channel, doing mostly lives and some
We really like doing the live reviews.
Yeah.
And live playthroughs. And
so I think that's what you can expect to see
that's going to stay
forward,
the same.
Just more of the same.
Yeah.
But I think part of the coolness of this is that where we were headed with this channel is allowing me to continue doing that and do this now with the Dice Tower as well.
This messes me up. It has for years.
What?
If I shop at our local hardware store, I get a feedback note on my phone. But all that shows up is talk to Ace. And my brother-in-law's name, he goes by Ace. Yeah. So I get an email saying, talk to Ace. And I'm like, why do I need to call my brother-in-law?
The reason he goes by Ace
Hardware.
The reason he goes by Ace is his last name is Acevedo.
ACE.
And when he was in the Coast Guard, on the back of their uniforms was just the abbreviation of their last name, ACE.
So he was Ace.
Yeah.
And he still is. People call him Ace. And so my phone says, talk to Ace.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
What happened to Ace?
What happened to Ace? Why should I talk to Ace today?
Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, if you're in the public eye, you just have you just have to have wisdom and thick skin to know to ignore the problem folk.
Yep.
Which, unfortunately, what, in my opinion, Reddit has turned into.
Oh, it's really
not that everybody there is there.
Can you
that
please lay down?
Is bad. Well, I can let him out.
No, you gotta focus.
It's okay.
He's
but
fine.
I mean, it's where he's been in there for a while. He got put in there because he decided to stick his head full on into the garbage can.
So much so that when I told him to get his head out of the garbage can, he got his head stuck trying to get out in time.
Yep.
So he wouldn't get caught. It was like thump 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 thump.
Yep, he knows. So.
No, I'm not gonna play with you. Go lay down.
I will. Come here.
No, catch up. You gotta focus.
Here.
We gotta end
got
soon.
the big stretch. Got the big stretch. All right. Anyway.
I'm not focused.
Next.
I'm the mean
What is your favorite RPG-like board game of all time? That's a good question. RPG-like. Probably... Man, Massive Darkness 2 was super RPG-like. It really... Because the way that each character has their own way of playing the game, that really felt like an RPG, much more like an RPG board game. If you're talking about more an RPG feel than a board game feel, I wouldn't know. because I don't think I've played enough of those kinds of games that I can give you a real true read on a game that feels very much like an RPG. I have said in the past, and I stand by it, Sword and Sorcery has a very RPG-like feel to it, but it's a dungeon crawler. Maybe Cthulhu Death May Die had kind of an RPG feel to it, because the way you can take madness and the way it makes you stronger, and you kind of level up your character as you go through the game. It has a pretty cool RPG feel to it. But Massive Darkness 2 is the one that first came to mind. Let's see here. Tom briefly addressed it once during a Q&A. It essentially goes back to what Sam backed about a while ago. You don't have the right to tell someone that they're not a Christian. Huh? I don't understand what that means.
I don't know.
Have to. I don't know. I don't know what that meant. Sam and his Big Red is my origin story of me getting into board games. 600 games later, LOL.
That's funny.
Just because they might do or have opinions you think don't align. Okay. Well, wow. Okay.
That's not the case.
Not the case
They've
at
never
all.
been anything but
friends. When I see
friends.
Big Red, it makes me think of the cinnamon gum.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had the soda. The soda doesn't taste anything like the gum. It's much sweeter. The Big Red gum, which is actually also my favorite gum.
It's very cinnamony.
It's very cinnamony.
I was fine until you stuttered on it.
I hate that word.
I wasn't going to giggle, but then you literally stuttered on it. That was amazing. Say it again. It was what?
No.
Cinnamony.
It's my favorite board gum. Bubble gum. It's not even bubble gum. It's chewing gum. Goodness gracious.
You got to quit making me laugh. Oh my gosh, you're funny.
Big Red is my favorite gum, and it's also my favorite soda. I don't drink sodas very often anymore, but whenever I see a Big Red, I am severely tempted to drink soda. Like, severely. Like, and I'm not joking here. Like, if I buy this and go into the bathroom, Jessie won't see me doing it. That is how I feel whenever I see a Big Red. And it's a problem. But
luckily, we don't have them up here in the Northwest, so it's not really that big of a deal.
No, I know where I can get them up here in the Northwest. I know where I can get them.
No, they stopped carrying them in Leavenworth.
I know I can order them online, but then they have to come to the house. Anyway, let's see here. Curious if anyone has ever recognized Jessie because of the channel, other than at
conventions.
Good night, I'm super far behind.
So you gotta like scroll faster.
Other than at board game events.
No.
Rob Orden is still doing vids. Yeah, I know he is, but yeah, he went through a rough time, but has been doing better. All right, well, I'll reach out to him again, because yeah, we do enjoy doing things.
Do you want me to catch up on the chat?
No, I can do it. Can you leave me alone?
I'm just saying.
Glad to have you back on the Dice Tower. I thought it was funny that I have two daughters named Samaria and Zia. Their nicknames were Sam and Z.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not a Tom, but the name starts with a T.
That's funny.
Sam had many stories on the Dice Tower playing Deception Murder in Hong Kong, yes. Never played Sidekicks, but have heard it can be brutal. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Dice Tower played Green Team Wins last night.
Yeah, we missed. I saw that they had just finished playing it when we came on.
Yeah. Green Team Wins brings up funny conversations, arguments. That is true, because you might answer a question opposite to what you really think,
you're
just so that you can get on the green team.
Yeah.
And people will be like, that's not how you think. But that's part of the game. That's part of the game.
We played it with some of the kids over the summer, and it was so much fun. Mm-hmm. It was so much fun.
Anything without hidden information is always decent for introducing new players. Yep, that's correct.
Yeah.
Jessie, do you play a certain color like Sam in games?
I like blue.
Blue.
But
That's her favorite color.
like last night when we played with JT, he was like, "What color do you want?" And I'm like, the funny thing was, I looked over as he was setting up the boards, and I'm like, "Oh, I want that board."
Yeah.
Because it's turquoise. It's like my favorite
turquoise
color.
is her favorite.
It's like this color blue. Like this is my favorite. And but that
that,
player board
right
was
there.
actually this color blue.
That color is her
That's my
favorite.
favorite.
This is the pirate playmat from
Yes.
Game Toppers, and it's
I love
super
this
cool.
color. But the board was this color, but the player pieces were actually red on that one.
Yeah.
And so he was
super
like, "Oh
weird.
no, I'm playing that one because it's red." And I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah,
and I
and
don't
then
care.
the blue was like
Purple.
purple.
Yeah, I was like, "Well, then
dark
I don't
purple.
care because."
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't care. I enjoy playing. I won't ever be like, "Well, I'm not playing if I don't get blue." I enjoy playing, but I do like blue. I will go with blue, but it's specifically the bluish greenish.
Mm-hmm. Matthew Rose says, I have a lot of games, but I recommend to new players anything by Kids Table, I think, board games. KDBG is what it's called, I think. I consider myself a board gamer and still love everything they produce. Call me crazy. No, I totally get that. Anything, actually, super sad to see Funko Games get bought by Goliath and then have all of their staff. Prospero Hall just like let go. Super not cool. But right now, Goliath is going to be selling Funko Games products. So you can still get a hold of them. Almost anything that Funko Games puts out is a great intro level game. Great. Because more often than not, you're going to have the connection to the IP that the game is made about. Jaws, Back to the Future, what is it called? Rear Window. Rear
Nobody
Window.
knows that but us.
E.T.
Goonies. Wasn't that one?
Goonies. It has that connection to that
Scooby-Doo.
nostalgia. So that has that going for them, and they're already interested in it because it's a board game about something they really have a connection to. So anything like that, anything from Funko Games would probably be a shoe-in. But very much the same way as KTBG, Matthew. Good point. I love how when the Kickstarter hit 380, Kenny walked into the room. Tom said, "Hello, Kenny." Then get out, Kenny. That's funny. Zoom yourself into their live top 10s. They did it during COVID-19. Yeah.
I'm sure they'll do something.
Well,
we just don't know what.
Here's the thing. And Tom already kind of talked about this with me. Doing the top 10s, it's just not the same as being in the same room. It's not the same. So I don't know that we're going to be doing anything like that. But I'm open to it. I'm open to it.
Let's see what happens.
Tom didn't like Zoom top 10s. Yep, Blake said it. Dice Tower HQ, I mean. Yeah. Let's see. Over a decade ago, I owned several versions of Risk, Monopoly, and Chess. Now I have over 200 board games and have introduced my family and friends to so many great games because of you. Thank you, Chris. That's awesome. The live reviews are a cool idea. Haven't really seen them on other channels, but I like the interaction available with them. Gosh, it keeps jumping. Clever, man. Yes, I like that too. It's one of the main reasons I do it. People usually don't show up to a lot of them, so the interaction isn't there, but hopefully as the channel grows, more people will show up during a live review, hence more interaction. So I try to keep them to about 45 minutes to an hour, which is a longer review. I get that, but I think that there's some call for that. Sam will almost surely be pulled into their top 10s, but only when they are together in person.
Yeah, probably something
that is
like
correct,
that.
Yeah. Just tried searching for your website and had trouble finding it. Can you include a link in the notes of your for your videos or share how to get there? I will put it in the chat here. Just 1 second. Let me get to it. Riff on about something.
Well, if you'd let me look and read,
well,
I could respond.
Just, hold on. Let me pull.
Riff.
Let me pull this out. There you go. You can.
I don't know where you are.
Right here. This is where I stopped. Where it says Blake Cavaney. When my dad was in the military, there was a guy whose last name was Meat Yard. That's funny. Let's see. All right, and over here, I'm going to go to YouTube. Go to the YouTube.
Eventually. Remember, the key is eventually. We don't have it up yet. But
the website. Yeah.
We do have a Wix. We have a website. It will be getting better.
Oh, are you talking about? Wait a minute. Let me ask something real quick.
Where he could eventually buy the shirts. Is what he
Searching
said.
for your website. Okay, got it. Understood. All right. I thought you were stupid. You're on the channel watching it. Dumb.
I know. That's why I was like,
thinking. All right. So here's the thing. Yes, we don't actually have it. We have a. I don't know if I want to say that yet. We haven't made the Wix shop available.
No, we haven't
yet because we haven't built it yet.
As soon as we have all the information out, we will make sure that you guys have it.
We will get definitely yes. And,
right now, I think we just have a placeholder page on a website.
Correct. That's that.
I think that's really all we have. As soon as we have a full website where you can go to buy the shirts, we will make sure you have that information.
Glad to find this channel and you back on Dice Tower. Thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate it. Give us a like and follow, and hit that bell for letting you know when more. We try to get about 6 to 7 videos up a week here on the Flipside, and that's going to stay about the same.
Yep.
And part of the reason why that's doable is because most of our videos are live. So they will be live. And if you can drop by, great. If not, just watch them afterwards. We try to keep it as interesting as we can. The Dice Tower now sells shirts online. Z was upset they didn't have one that says Donkey Juice. Donkey Juice. Let's see here. Don't know the site either. You're okay, yeah. Just imagine walking around wearing a shirt that says Donkey Juice. People would be confused. It's a conversation starter.
True.
I can see Z doing that. Hope Tom changes his mind for Sam being in Washington State.
No, Tom knows.
Yeah, Tom knows we're here, and Tom, you know, that's more to say. I can't move back to Florida, and it's not that I've been kicked out or anything like that. That sounded like I've been barred from the state of Florida. No, that's not it. It's just that my
our children are invested in the school communities here. And until our children are out of the school communities here, we have no need to be moving.
Yeah, true.
That's all we need to say.
Was excited to hear your love for Sabaton. Omega Rocker says they were my son's first concert.
Oh, that's cool.
With your love of board game Vikings, what do you think about Amon Amarth? I don't like the guttural screamo type metal, and all I've heard from Amon Amarth is that. So people have been saying I need to go back and listen to him a little bit more, so I'm going to go try him out again. But so far, that's not my. I'm more of yeah. That's about the best thing. I just don't like the guttural type stuff. When you order the Big Red, send them to JT's house. I'm getting help.
You all are getting banned from the channel. That's what's happening. Nah,
Spurs Fence says, ha, Big Red drinking in the bathroom. Get a P.O. box for the Big Red. Diet is just as good. Literally, it's not, I mean, I do have to watch the carbs.
It's the carbonated beverages he can't have.
That'll make my stomach expand and make it bigger.
So, no.
Which is not no, just moderation.
No.
Moderation. Diet soda is arguably worse for you than regular soda.
For Sam, I think it's just soda in general. Yeah. Carbonation he can't have.
It's the carbs.
He couldn't have
it's the carbonation and
even
the carbs.
the LaCroix. He can't have carbonated water. He can't have no carbonation.
Yeah.
And I don't drink soda or carbonation at all.
When I think open world feel with a board game dungeon crawl theme, the first game that came to mind is the Isofarian Guard. I have not played that game, but I have heard a lot of people say good things about it. Jessie has other things to do today. You're hurrying me, rushing me.
No, I just like him to stay on task sometimes.
Aspartame and diet sodas can make you crave more sweet stuff, sort of defeating the purpose of substituting sugar.
Yeah. No. I also value your time. You guys are spending time with us, and I don't want to take away your time to do your thing.
She's just trying to keep me on task.
I am trying to keep him on task.
because
You haven't gotten any texts
I will
or anything
wax uneloquent about many things while I talk.
Sometimes I have to remind him.
I am green if possible. That's my color. So
Yeah.
orange is Spurs fans' color.
Nice.
I guess me and Jessie are gonna fight over who gets to be blue. Blake says.
All right, Blake. See.
I never care about what color. Just try to avoid one of the same as the table playmat color. Well, that's a good
valid
idea.
too.
Rear
Your pieces
window.
yesterday really blended into the table, and I was like, well.
I like green. Green is my favorite color, so I think it's cool.
Rear window?
Rear window, it was surprisingly good, the board game. Yep. I enjoyed it as well. I want to play it again. I want to watch the movie.
Let's do that today. We don't have, I mean.
Maybe. Have you played Firefly Adventures? No, I haven't. I have played Firefly the game.
Oh, okay.
That's the board game. This Firefly Adventures, oh, wait. Firefly Adventures, I believe I have played, and wow, what a great concept. I didn't enjoy the game. And again, that was a long time ago. I would have to play it again to give you a better detailed version of why. But yes, I have played
Firefly
Adventures, but I did not enjoy it very much. Sam, is Dice Steeple no longer a thing?
We have no plans for today. I just don't want to feel like we're taking too much of your time.
Derek says, is Dice Steeple no longer a thing? Not that I'm aware of. Tom talked to me, gosh, I want to say it was about a year ago now, about him doing stuff with a dice steeple again. And since me and Koss were not able to do it anymore for a number of different reasons, football, life, just a number of different reasons. No one particular reason, it's just we were too busy. Tom basically was planning on doing something. I don't know that he has or anything like that. So I don't think it's dead, but I don't know.
I know.
If you say the link out loud, I can type it. Well, that's about the website again. Yeah, we don't actually have the Wix website up yet. We have to get the product ordered, get some pictures made, determine a price, and then we'll get all that done. I'll also probably have links available on the Dice Tower page as well.
Yes, we will have it on the Flipside channel.
Not Dice Tower page.
On the Flipside channel.
Flipside channel. Let's see here. Thanks to Sam, with my 600 games, it has made me popular with friendly board gamers now, and I have brand new friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
You're welcome. Irish Falcon, I was watching your short vids last week from the cruise. I was surprised and welcome to hear Valhalla Calling. Peyton Parrish, I prefer that version over the regular one. Yep. Oh.
Sorry, you got to go for a second.
Yeah. All right. I'll be right back.
I will catch up now.
Oh, no.
Speed through. I'll have to sit in the power chair, though. Because I can't quite see from over here, but I can kind of see. Blake, you made me laugh out loud. Blake said he just accidentally hit himself in the face. And that's something I do. So I totally understand that. See, some of these are too gamey that I can't answer. Tom changing his mind, doing Zoom's top 10s with Sam because of Washington State. I think things will happen. We'll just see what happens. It's all good. Hi, Levins.
Hello.
Here's Aiden. What's up?
So,
yeah.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just asking because I was just going to buy myself a new Xbox controller because mine keeps on disconnecting on its own.
Do you have a 20?
Maybe for last week's allowance?
Yeah, this week.
This week's. I didn't get paid.
Today's Saturday. Okay. I don't know if I do. I'm trying to.
Kabuki Kid says hi, Aiden.
Hello, kid.
Let's see. I don't know where she got to. I remember reading that.
Here you go. You're welcome.
Just accidentally hit myself in the face.
I know, that made me laugh.
Sorry, Blake.
I said it sounds like something I would do.
What's the worst though is when you're laying down on your bed with your phone above you and you accidentally drop it on your face.
Yes.
That hurts.
That is valid. Are you going out?
No, not yet. She's not here yet, so it'll be just a few minutes. Just stick your head in whenever she does show up, okay?
Alright.
All right. Love you too. Chris said I just picked up Fire and Axe first and third edition because I couldn't decide between them. I don't like either of them better than the other. I'll put it that way. I don't like the darker board that the third edition has. I like how colorful the first edition was. So I think what I've done is I have used the first edition board with a lot of the third edition other components. And it looks good enough to me, I think. But I don't know. I mean, Tom changing his mind doing Zoom top 10s. Oh, maybe.
That's what I said. Let's just see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Never seen Rear Window? Nope, haven't seen it. Classic movie, though. Player color, better red than dead. That's flip-flopped from the old 80s saying. It used to be better dead than red, being red communism. Russian, USSR. But anyway, that's a good play on words, Chris. Rear Window is my favorite Hitchcock movie, Lewis says. Football, it gets in the way of everything.
I know.
Not
no, it
really.
Doesn't. No, it doesn't.
It's fun watching him go play. Hard call on my favorite Hitchcock. I'm torn between Psycho and The Birds.
I don't like The Birds. And I don't really like Psycho either.
Psycho was the first horror movie I think I watched as a kid.
That's scary.
And I watched it. My dad and my mom and I were traveling. My dad was on TDY, temporary duty, when he was with the Air Force. And he and my mom went to an event together and left me, it's the dog, and
but
left me, I know.
Okay.
And left me in the hotel, or rather motel, alone one day. And the hotel had HBO, and
so you got to watch.
I got to watch Psycho
alone in a hotel as a 10-year-old.
motel as a kid.
Nope.
I didn't sleep or use the shower for the entire trip I was there, I think.
Nope.
Don't think I've seen anything else from him I didn't love. 8-hour chat is cool for me because I play TI3 or TI4, LOL. Do you have an online list of games in your personal collection? I do not. I don't keep. Board Game Geek, I used to do that, but I haven't kept up with it anymore. I would have to go through and take out a whole bunch of stuff and add a whole bunch of stuff in. So it just depends. We'll have to come up with that's a we project, not just a her project, of cataloging all the games.
I'd be happy to help. At my old house, before, in my life in the past, I had about as many game shelves back here, but they were all filled with books. And my books were literally library cataloged. I had sci-fi, I had fantasy, and then they were cataloged and alphabetized by author.
Oh, really?
So you've seen pictures. That front room had this huge wall of books, which is about the size of this. Well, it was this, except there was more. And they were alphabetized. They were sorted by theme, then they were alphabetized by author. Yep.
Goopy duck, goopy eye, gross. Let's see. We regularly watch Alfred Hitchcock Presents TV reruns from the 50s.
That's cool.
Hi, Aiden. We already did that. How many children combined do you both have?
We have 6.
We have 6 children altogether. I have 4 from a previous marriage, and she has 2. We have 3 here in the house. Aiden is
The
my
youngest?
youngest from the previous marriage, and then her two, Daphne and Dante.
So at home we have a 17, a 14, and a 13.
Yep. Let's see here. Nice to see that Healy family. Good to see you too, Derek. I have 20.
That's got to be in response to something else.
20 what?
He didn't have 20 kids. He's only 20-something years old.
I know. LOL, being in a motel when watching About the Bates Motel. Yes, that was the that was the clincher. Interesting, FYI, I just found out that Brenda from Night Watch, and yeah, I'm Porik, Brenda and I went to the same high school at the same time, but she was a freshman when I was a senior.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool. Small world.
Love it.
Did you have a card file for the books? Did you use the Dewey Decimal System?
Maybe in parts
You
I
did
did
not.
No, I had my children's books. I didn't have a card file, but I knew, like, I had, each section was very clearly, you know, my children's books. And even my children's books were sorted by, you know, I had holiday books, I had educational books, I had books with songs, so all of them had categories. So I didn't really have a card system, but it was really easy for me to find them because they were all sorted. I knew where they were, and I could easily grab a book. My children's book section was most of that shelf.
Bookie Kid says my mom actually has one of those old library card files.
Nice.
She uses it to store all sorts of little things, basically 100 little drawers.
That's awesome.
Yeah. My organization, Blake says, is what's supposed to go together does, and then everything else goes in a spot that fits.
That's a very valid point.
That's pretty much what mine is as
this
well.
is very valid.
Blake says my K-pop. Well, Fee says I just organized my board games. The books are next. My K-pop albums, Blake says, are in no way organized. I have more than I have space for.
That's awesome.
Kabuki says I went to high school with a couple people that ended up being somewhat famous.
Mm-hmm.
I went to high school with people that tried to be famous.
That's awesome.
I
went to Ellensburg High School. Nobody came out of that.
Do you have the Jaws board game? I remember you played the game live on the Dice Tower channel. Yes.
I think it's right up there.
Really like that game because it was my favorite movie, Jaws.
I think it's right up here somewhere.
Well, there is a Shark Island that's up there, but that's not the one he's talking about.
no.
He's talking about...
Jaws.
Where is it?
swear
I
it
know
was
we
here.
have it. I know the tapes are here.
I don't know.
I have it. I know I do. I just
I
can't
could get
see
out
it.
my label maker and like label
No.
what's on each shelf.
No. No label makers shall come anywhere near this collection. No, no, no.
Why are you sad? What's the matter?
He's not sad. He's just like, why are you guys still talking to nothing? I don't understand. You guys sit in here and you talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk.
Okay, we don't know where Jaws is, but we
I
have
want to
it.
go outside. Yeah, we do have it. I just don't know where it is. Hi, boopers. Hi, boopers. Let's see here. Jessie, are there any board games that Sam owns that you refuse to play?
No, but there are games that I don't love. Yeah, I won't refuse to play it.
Yes,
I
you
have
will.
never played it, and I won't ever play it. But if he really asked me, I would say no.
Right.
No. Okay, there probably are some that Sam knows I wouldn't enjoy playing. So whether it's something that's above my level or something that's the content that I don't love or something that's going to take more than maximum of 4 hours, he knows I won't enjoy it. If he asked, I probably would, but I would still not love those moments. But he's really good at picking moments that we like. So, but Twilight Imperium is probably one.
Commission the board game is up there. I do own that one as well.
That would probably be one that I wouldn't
Commission
play with him.
Commission the board game actually has the moniker of being the first Kickstarter I ever backed.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And for a long time, the only Kickstarter that I backed. I'm sure Jessie would love helping Wendy with the Dice Tower library. She
I
does,
actually would.
She does enjoy labeling things.
I would enjoy that, actually, a lot.
Bring out TI4 now. Nope. Jessie, no TI4 no TI4
The good news is Sam knows. It's not that he would actually get me to a point where I would have to refuse, but he knows games I like and games I don't.
Here's the thing. All right, Twilight Imperium, 4th edition. This is why I will not ask you to play that game.
Nope. I even looked at it.
I will not ask you to play that game.
Nope.
It is a 4.3.
Nope.
It's a 4.3 out of 5. She struggles
at 3.
Enjoying
threes.
3. So it's not her cup of tea.
It's not.
And I'm not going to ask her to play it. I'm not.
So are there games I would refuse? I mean, maybe if he really asked me, but he knows not to ask me things that I'm not going to play. So I've never had to have to refuse.
Yeah. Which games did you buy because you liked the artwork components? Which games have you passed on because you didn't like the artwork?
Well, I will say, I'm going to interject.
Okay.
If the artwork is by Vincent Dutrait, Sam will buy it.
Almost hands down.
Like After Us, I think was one.
No, I knew about the mechanisms in that one.
That one's a fun game.
And the mechanisms interested me, but the artwork made it an auto buy. But I have bought Vincent Dutrait games without even knowing it.
Door.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Ow. Sorry. Turn off your mic, though.
Stupid. Trying. Come on, you want to go outside, boy?
Yeah, I don't think TI4 is anything I will ever play. So, and we have a lot of beautiful games in our collections because of the artwork. I don't know that we have any games with terrible artwork, because I would never say any artist is terrible. But some of them are not my style. Yeah, I love games that are visual. So having good artwork is something that we always like. Yeah, Kabuki, I just don't think it's for me. TI4, I don't think I could do ever. First off, it's way above my mental capacity. And level 3 games, 3.0, 3.2 is above my capacity. I get a little squirrely-eyed on those. So if it was a 4.32, I would literally explode. I don't think I could do that. Blake says, I bought a book I already own because I saw a version with a good cover. I have a lot of books that are the same books that I already own because it's a new, different cover with a different art. In fact, I kind of really want to go back and rebuy the Harry Potter series again because they have these new ones with the art on the spine that like lines up. So I do like that. But I need a book. Well, I don't need my books to be visual, but I do have a good Harry Potter collection. I have a lot. Fee wants to play TI4. Well, I'm sure there are people that will play with you. It just would not ever be me. But I'm okay with that. I mean, I'm happy to play like something brainless, like Quirkle or Guess Who even, or, you know, Jenga, something. I can do brainless games all day. I can't do hard games. I don't know, Kabuki. It looks more intimidating than it is. It's also rated a 4.32, so I would like lose my mind. I don't think I could do that. You ready?
Yeah.
Come on. Strider hasn't had his breakfast yet because he was naughty. So every time we open the door, he's like, is it my breakfast time? Is it my breakfast time? We're all caught up, just waiting for you, my love.
Sorry. I know. Aiden decided he wanted to show Strider to his mom, so that took a little bit of extra time. TI4 isn't as complicated as it seems.
I said I don't believe you.
That is not true.
I said I don't believe you.
It is very complicated. After you have played it and you know how to play it, I would agree. It's not that difficult. But learning, getting there, if you have to have people read the rule book before you teach them how to play so that they understand how to play better,
nope.
It's a complicated game.
Nope.
And that's usually how you have to teach people how to play that game. You have to schedule a day. You have to schedule a time.
Yeah,
you have to block out that window.
I can't.
And then you have to tell them, read the rule book or watch videos before you get there, and then we'll play.
No,
and then you still take 4 to 6 hours playing the game.
No.
That's complicated.
I can't.
That's complicated.
Kabuki says, that weight seems crazy to me, 4.2. No, it's 4.32.
4.32, yep.
Like way beyond my mental capacity.
It looks more intimidating than it is. I agree with that. It does look a lot, but there are so many moving parts in that game. It is super complicated. 4.3 is absolutely spot on. That is a complicated game. And if it's not complicated for you, that simply means that you know how to play the game and it's a game for you. But that doesn't mean that it isn't complicated. It is super complicated.
You.
I encourage everyone to try it once, but I wouldn't twist arms. Yeah.
I don't know. I think I will watch.
I can do brainless games all day.
I will watch. That's me. This literally, I could do that. I could do a 24-hour session of silver and gold. That's about my mental capacity.
Jesse, do you like adventure games, Arkham or Eldritch Horror board games? Because it's the journey of the game that is fun, not really winning the game. Because, well, Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror are kind of like Cthulhu Death May Die. So you would probably enjoy those other games, but I don't know.
I haven't played either.
You haven't played those, yeah.
Would I like adventure games? I like my level of adventure games.
Well, yeah,
I like this Robin Hood one.
Yeah, Robin Hood, yep.
But that's not really an adventure game.
No, yes, it is. It is. It's just a family level, family weight. Arkham Horror and Eldritch Horror have a little bit. They're slightly more complicated than Cthulhu Death May Die, or maybe on the same level. Heaviest game in terms of actual weight in pounds. That I don't know. I would imagine Gloomhaven is pretty close. JT has brought some games over here that were absolute bricks.
I won't even, I'm being honest. I won't even watch the lives on those with Sam and JT because it makes me hurt. Like, I'm like, I can't even do it. So Sam and JT are like, wow, this game's really heavy. And I'm like, I won't even watch the live.
Hey, Sam, just want to say, so happy to see you get some work again on the Dice Tower. Welcome home, as they say. Thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that very much.
We're super happy.
Given the channel name, you should do a flipping games segment where you buy beat-up games, pimp out the components, replace missing components, and then turn them around and sell it for a profit.
I thought that was actually a really good idea.
That does sound like a cool idea.
That sounds super fun, especially because there's that whole flipping houses thing and that whole trend. Like, that's I thought that was actually a super good idea, and I'm glad you read that.
That's cool.
I like that idea. I think I should make Sam do that.
AJ800 says, I met Sam at UKG in 2017. We had dinner at Nando's. I remember that.
Nice.
Not that I'm expecting you to remember one of many such meals. No, I do remember Nando's. We walked out of the convention hall. We walked around that little lake that's in front of the Birmingham NEC, I think it's what it's called, and walked in that little complex that's over there, and they had a Nando's in there. They also had a movie theater in there. I think we went to go watch a movie. I can't remember what movie it was, but any plans on to come to UK again? Well,
we don't know what the future holds yet.
Don't know what the future holds, but I mean, here's the thing. I can't afford to pay for tickets to go everywhere. That's just not in the cards. So if I go to a convention, it's usually because I'm being brought there by somebody.
Right.
And not that I'm getting paid to go, but they've paid for the plane ticket. They're at least helping pay for the hotel.
They're asking you to help them, so therefore they are helping you with some of this
So
cost.
if I am absolutely open to UKGE.
I know you love that one.
I loved that convention, and you said that it's not as good as it is now, as it was, but I would love to find out. Going to UKGE, just the something about the people over there, just felt like It's not my home, but it just felt like home. Had that feeling. So
Super fun. I want to go. That would be amazing.
Not saying it isn't complicated. It's just not as complicated as people think. Some people fear. Well, that's true. I will be with that. What are your thoughts that they announced that TI4 will be coming to BGA? Is that true? TI4 on BGA? Well, here's the thing. TI4 as like old school would have been PBIM, play by email. TI4 as a play by email game, or do it on BGA where you can do your turn and then submit it and then have it do everything together. That makes sense. TI4 is that big of a game to where if you played it over the course of a week, just sending in your turns from time to time, that would make more sense to me. So that doesn't surprise me at all.
There's a comment from Blake that is so perfect.
If JT requires Sam's help to bring the game inside, Jessie is out.
Yep.
That is correct.
Absolutely, hands down.
Yes.
If it is multiple boxes and JT's like, hey, Sam, you got to carry this one, I'm like, cool. Have fun, boys.
It depends on how. Kabuki Kid said that TI4 doesn't think it would be good digitally. If they added in, it depends on how much production they put into it. If they put in graphics and stuff like that, and animations of troop movements and all that kind of stuff, I think it would be pretty cool. Anyway, we are 2.5 hours.
I kind of pointed at you. I was like, we gotta go.
We're gonna be closing up here in a few minutes. Let me try to get to the end here. 6th player of Catan with expansions added to it. They played a deck of cards for dice rolling instead of using dice. My 2 comes up once in the deck. Yeah. I struggle teaching hidden information movement on first playthroughs. How do you teach a first playthrough on these? Hidden information movement. Here's the thing. I usually don't use hidden information or hidden movement games in gateway situations. Somebody else said it earlier that anything that doesn't have hidden information or hidden movement is a great gateway game, and I would agree with that. So I usually don't try to do that. Usually hidden movement and information are a few steps down the path of people coming into the hobby. It's not the first one. Because of what you're experiencing. They're really hard to teach. It's not a heavy euro until it has a wooden box organizer and metal coins. That would make it heavy. Frosthaven weighs more than Gloomhaven. Well, that makes sense.
Is that the one JT brought? Yes. He brought that one.
No, not Frosthaven, but Frosthaven is like the sequel, I guess, to Gloomhaven would be a good way to put it. Frosthaven box is bigger than Gloomhaven. You have to be live to play TI4, or it would take ages for the drafting of the actions, if nothing else, and that would take forever. Yeah, I get that. That's true. What would you recommend if I like Firefly the game? I would recommend Outer Rim, Star Wars Outer Rim. If you like Firefly the game, Star Wars Outer Rim gives you a much tighter experience, but it's basically the same kind of thing that you're doing. A lot of pick up and deliver, a lot of interacting with people from that universe, but it's generally the same thing. Yeah, Chris just said it. Star Wars Outer Rim, yep. And he asked the question. You answered your own question, dude. Gorads Zubanchik. Just wanted to say Tom Z and you had some special chemistry together. Glad you're back with the Dice Art. Thank you.
We are too.
Spurs fan says, goodbye all. See you later, Lewis. Take care, buddy. And all of the follow actions in the TI4. Each person would have to click to follow or skip each time someone did something. Yeah, I guess. Tommy Miller says, yes, TI4 is coming to BGA. They have a banner at one of the conventions advertising it. Well, there you have it. I think it would work as a play-by-email game. Sam, do you do Discord? The Dice Tower has an active Discord now. All right, I will go check it out. I do have Discord. I do have those kinds of things. I think you liked Wasteland Express as a pick up and deliver game too, if I recall correctly. You do recall correctly. Wasteland Delivery Express is a great post-apocalyptic themed game that has pick up and deliver in it. So yes, that you are correct. All right, 5 minutes, generally speaking, for lightning round, and then we're going to get on out of here. We went a little bit longer today than we usually do, but there were more people here.
Which I'm grateful for.
And the chat was a lot livelier.
Thank you very much.
So that is absolutely cool. We actually didn't have any... we do have an unboxing that's coming up here pretty soon. I think JT is going to be bringing over... He's got something coming in, I think, on Wednesday that we might be unboxing on Thursday. So that will be a live unboxing next week. And I have a box coming in of some stuff that we purchased.
I really think you've been asked many, many times. Maybe on Friday we play the game. We play the Roman poop game.
The Roman poop game.
Maybe on Friday, because you guys have been hitting me with some heavy ones lately. And maybe we need a little bit lighter or something.
Well, here's the thing. The poop game, Pecunia non ole.
Everyone always says they want to see you play it because you talk about it.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things where the game itself is not very flashy at all. No. It doesn't have good artwork. The mechanisms are kind of dated. The cards that are in the game are all in German.
Yes, they are all in German. We have to look everything up.
You have to look everything up. Mm-hmm. So we totally will play the poop game. We totally will. But we've got to get it. Maybe we'll do it next week. Maybe we'll do a double header next week, because the poop game doesn't take that long.
No, it's short.
It's a short game.
Do 2 short games. 2 short, easy games.
Fractured Sky was easy.
That was a fun one. I enjoyed that one.
It was good.
That was a perfect game.
All right, so lightning round is beginning right now. Ask us one thing or another, and we have to give you an answer, one thing or the other, or come up with a third, more viable, in our opinion, choice than the 2 that you gave us, within the same context, though. So let's do that. Mission Red Planet is 2.2 on BGG. That's a good one, too. Maybe we could do the poop game and Mission Red Planet. I know JT likes Mission Red Planet. I remember you saying in an interview that at the Dice Tower, you lived up to the reputation as the antagonistic voice. That doesn't seem to be your style now. Do you think you will revert to that? No, I will not. And I think part of that is because what I was talking about earlier, when you're at the table with those 2 personalities, you've got to hold your own somehow.
Right. They're both
they're
super smart, educated, articulate people.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Well, to answer your question, no, I will not revert back to, and I will say some of the antagonism that was perceived was just that. It was just perceived. It wasn't real. Not that I wasn't being real. It's just that it was, if I was being antagonistic, it was playful. It was playful. Yes, thank you. That was the word. It was more playful than it was real. So there you go. All right, so Dice Tower East or Dice Tower West?
I'm going to go with Dice Tower West because I've been there.
Yes.
And I haven't been to Dice Tower East. So
yes.
That's my answer. The other thing I think is Dice Tower East is in Orlando in June.
Yeah, super hot. But they have a really nice pool. I mean, they've got a rocking pool at the Caribe Royale. That was a nice pool. Really fun.
I think the pools at the Rio were nice at the Dice Tower West, but it was March in the middle of a cold desert, and it was freezing, so we did not go in the pools.
The pools at the Rio do not hold a candle.
Really?
To the Caribe Royale.
See, there is something to be said about that. So maybe some year both, but this year, neither for me. At least one.
Dice Tower East or Dice Tower West? For me right now, Dice Tower West is more my jam. Dice Tower East is a good convention, don't get me wrong. But I think it's the one that's closest to where we live. So
Right.
it's the one that feels more like home to us. Grunge or Quirkle?
Quirkle. Sam made the face on bull.
I don't even know what grunge means. Do you mean grunge like the music grunge?
I'm guessing that's what
Or
it means.
Quirkle? I mean, if that's the case, that is the one situation in which I will choose Quirkle. Because I do not like grunge music at all. If that's what you meant. Or is grunge a game? I don't know that grunge is a game. I've never heard of it.
They were trying
where
to
you
get
live now,
They were trying
summer
to get
or
you
winter?
to say Quirkle.
Where you live now, summer or winter? I'll say winter. Because I just don't like hot weather.
We do have some beautiful winters. Right now, we've been kind of having springy winter.
It's not
Our
springy,
summers are beautiful, though,
it's like
too.
nasty.
But they're not as hot
It
and
should be
sticky
snowing and it's raining
Yeah, I
because
don't
it's
know
not
what's going on with
cold
that.
enough to be snow outside.
Should be snowing. I will agree with that. If it was snowing, I would say winter.
Starship Catan or Rivals for Catan? I'll go with Starship Catan on that one. And you haven't played either of them. So, art or components? I'm going to go with both. I think if a game has great artwork and good components, doesn't even have to be great components. You've got a great table presence. But if you have great artwork and great components, there you are. Now you're cooking with peanut oil. All right. Which would you eliminate first?
Yeah, he was trying to get you to say.
Oh, I
would
eliminate
choose.
grunge first. If
I
I
would
could
choose Quirkle.
if I could
He was
use a
working hard to get you
DeLorean
to
and go
choose
back in
Quirkle.
time to make sure that grunge music never happened, I think we would all be in a better place as a society. I'm just saying. There are some things that Seattle produced that should not have been produced. And grunge is one of them.
I don't know. I think it created an environment in which younger people were getting involved in music again. I feel like there was a time where it was just, 80s pop and it wasn't involving, and then grunge came along and people became...
Well,
I did see Green Day I saw Green Day at a little pub in Seattle. It was cool. It was an experience. It was Seattle iconic. It was.
Metal rules.
I didn't say metal was better or that grunge was better. I just said it was a cultural experience for Seattle at that time.
It shouldn't have happened. Tacos or burritos?
I'm waiting for you to answer.
Meal
He's
in
going
a
to say
tube.
burritos. He's
Meal
going
in
to
a
say
tube.
burritos.
Meal in a tube. Tacos are messy. Burritos are not.
I like both, but I usually...
TI-4 or Star Wars Rebellion? I like Star Wars Rebellion. It's more palatable, and it is easier to get to the table. I like TI-4 as a game better, but it's harder to get to the table. So they kind of even out for me. Boyfriend keeps calling me. LOL. No problems, Kabuki.
Good.
I missed everything for the past 10 minutes. No worries. No fan of
forgive you.
grunge. There were some great grunge acts. Well,
I know.
they were all acts. That's for sure. Grunge was a Gen X thing, eh? No, I don't think so. Stacked games or bookends? Well, as you can see, stacking
Stacked.
and bookends. Just depends on how you can get things to fit. Yeah, I was trolling Sam. Let it go. Green Day isn't grunge, granted.
No,
but
they
I love
weren't.
Green Day. Saw them a few times.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun...
It wasn't fun. It was people...
No, Green Day really isn't grunge.
It was
more
people
pop.
playing
Pearl Jam,
raucous
Nirvana.
noise, and it was passed as music.
Yes, Sonny.
That is her version of bless your heart.
Bless your heart. Yes, honey.
Anyway, all right,
Okay,
we're going to
we're
get
gonna-
out of here. Thank you for joining us. 2.5 hours. I appreciate it.
We're
super
super
do.
grateful. We had some good conversations
Yeah,
today.
we did.
So
Absolutely.
thank you for
That's
participating.
all.
Thank you
That's the
for
whole point.
making this Flipside part of community. That's what we want. So
That's exactly what it is.
We are really grateful.
That's what it's all about. So we're out of here, though. We're going to go get into the rest of our day, possibly a viewing of Rear Window, but we'll see. I do have a couple of games that maybe we try to play today as well. But
thanks, you guys. We'll see you guys next week.
yes, I'll be up on Monday doing something. I don't know what yet.
And look for Sam and JT's video coming soon.
Yep, that will be up probably on Tuesday. The top 10 games played on the cruise. So you'll be able to have that on Tuesday, I believe. You'll like Rear Window. Thanks, Sam and Jessie. Take care, everyone. CFE. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side.
Bye.
Take care.
Yeah, I don't actually know what we're going to be doing today. Okay, now.